devastated communities and displaced families across the state. Autism Speaks recognizes how overwhelming this time could be, particularly for people in the autism community and those committed to offering support. Resources are available at autismspeaks.org to assist with coping strategies and connect you to local support. For immediate assistance, the Autism Response Team can be reached at 888-AUTISM-2. That's 888-288-4762. Spanish-speaking support also available, 888-772-9050, or via email at ayuda, AYUDA, at autismspeaks.org. As the father of an autistic child, I know these are challenging times, but you're not alone. Autism Speaks stands with those affected every step of the way.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Here we go, Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The far side. You ready for the far side? I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah. Yes, that is a solo again on a Tuesday morning. DeMarco is continuing his star turn as a host on Good Morning Football. And DeMarco discovered this morning that Kyle Brandt and I have a little history together, so that was fun. So Kyle, of course, he and I worked together at Jim Rome a million years ago, so DeMarco put the pieces of the puzzle together. Good morning, M. Roar.
Phenomenal.
Tremendous. I don't do a good Rome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. So I was talking with my son last night, Bobby, my oldest, who lives in Philly.
Good vocal font.
Yes, thank you. And I was trying to find something online last night that he had never heard of. Bill Parcells said something a million years ago that was inappropriate, so I was trying to find that for him. And so I started Googling it, and I couldn't find it. And so I started clicking on all these video clips of things that it might be. And I clipped on a Jim Rome clip that had me on it. It was bizarre. I have not heard something like that in a million years, but that's what's going on.
That is strange.
Roars to you, Em.
Roars.
Buenos dias.
Hey, buenos dias.
How you doing today?
Pretty good.
You ready to go back on paternity leave again?
Oh, anytime, man. I want to make it permanent.
You put in a day yesterday, and now you're ready to come back.
So at the next Mandy's, you're going to go to Brenda. You're going to do a Kieran Culkin and be like, hey, what about number 3?
Well,
it's very clear. Not happening.
So you have 2 brothers, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're one of 3. So this is how Susan got me to do 3. Susan is the third of 3. She's like, 3 is the perfect amount. So there you go.
You know what she said? She said, when we go to Disney, there's always going to be writing by themselves. I don't want to write. I'm like, dang.
I got bad news for you on this one, buddy, because before too long, you're going to be the guy going, I'll sit this one out.
Oh,
you guys go along.
Yeah.
And you're going to like things like The Small World and the Tiki Room and things where you can just sit down and do nothing for a period of time.
Remember they used to have a lot of shows back then? Like a lot of these theme parks had like certain
Love
shows.
the show.
Well, Travis loves the Lincoln, Mr. Lincoln, whatever.
It's closed.
Great moments with Mr. Lincoln. How dare you misidentify that? Number one. First of all, here are the 3 best things about it. Number 1, USA. Number two, it's like 17 minutes long. It's awesome. It's super long. Number 3, dark and air conditioning. And you get to sit. It's terrific.
But isn't it also at like the front of the park?
It's right when you come in to your right.
Okay.
Like right as you come through the gates, the train station's there. If you veer to the right, and then it's to the right.
So it's like in between the 2 parks. You finish with your Disneyland and you're going to go to DCA, or other way around.
Or it's just, look, it's August, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you need a break. And the Tiki Room line is too long. You head on over to Memories or Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
I do. I will be going to Disney World for the first time at the end of the month. I've never been, so it'll be fun. I'm visiting my sister who's in Orlando, and I got my one Disney day packed. I will be going to the other amusement park in Orlando as well.
Is that Epcot?
Universal. I'm
Universal.
going to go to Universal and to
Is
Disneyland.
Epcot still a thing?
Yeah, it's still part of
Okay.
Disney World.
Okay.
It's just I'm going to do. I think we're starting at like Animal Kingdom.
Oh.
And I'm going to see like the Pandora, the Avatar thing or whatever,
Okay.
which will be fun. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to being in Orlando at this time of year or any time of year. But it'll be fun to go see my sister in Disney World.
And we're talking about old people rides at Disneyland that we like to go on. You had a little bit of an old person moment yesterday. You feeling all right?
Yes, I'm showing my age.
Would you like to apologize to me and to DeMarco?
My old age of 28. Yeah, I had an old person day yesterday. It was. I'm not apologizing for anything. I'm having an old person day. I'm having a slow day. So yesterday, I went to the swimming pool that I go to, one of the ones that I go to, and at the time of 2 p.m., it's me and other old people.
Is that not typically when you go?
I usually try to go at either 1 or 2, but it is always with old people. And because it's like who has off at 2 p.m.
Define old, first of all. Are we talking 70s or are we talking 50s?
I'm talking about probably late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
And they tend to like this pool because it's a little warmer than the other ones. We chit-chat before we get
It's
in.
like the caress of the grave that they're about to enter.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this one's 5 degrees warmer than the Culver City pool, so like we'll work through this.
Yeah.
As well as the woman that I was sharing the lane with, she she kept on hitting
The buoys?
the steps,
Whatever those are called. Okay.
by accident, and I was like, do we want to switch sides? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, whatever.
What do you mean she hit the steps?
She would be doing backstroke and she'd go bonk, and I'm just like,
Did they sneak up on her? I mean,
no,
you know they're there.
You know they're there, and I
Yeah.
was just like, do you want to switch sides? And she's like, no. Anyway, and so then I came home from swimming. And I made myself a nice little dinner. I had like steak and Brussels sprouts.
What time is this?
This was at probably 6:30.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, and then I was halfway through the movie. I was watching. I'd watched half of it, made my dinner, watched the other half of the movie, and the movie's over at 8 p.m. And I'm like, time to go to bed. And I had some help to go to bed, and I was like asleep by 8:15.
You don't argue with the
Knocked
body,
out.
Em. Once you've entered the twilight years, as you clearly have, then you don't argue with the body. You go to bed when your body tells you to go to bed.
I feel spry today. I was here
course
at
you do.
6
You went to bed at 8
a.m.
o'clock at night.
I was ready to go. I didn't even need coffee this morning. I had my coffee after I did an hour of work.
Look, the best thing is going to. There's nothing better than going. It's like stealing. It's like stealing from Mother Nature. You wake up, you feel like $1 million. It's awesome.
But I am ready for my old age. And then today we have the LAFC game tonight. LAFC versus the Columbus Blue Jackets.
That's hockey.
Oh, Columbus
Crew.
Crew,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Blue Jackets. See,
I didn't know what
so
the
much.
MLS team was, but I knew Blue Jackets
I
was
know
hockey.
so much about both of those sports. And it starts though at 7:30.
That's sweet.
7:30.
Everything should start at 5, and everything should be over by 7:30. That's when I am elected emperor of the universe. That's going to be the first thing that I implement.
Well, okay. Here's the
Trinos.
counterpoint to that: is most people's jobs end at 5.
Not my problem.
Lie to your boss. Get out at 4.
Look.
Yeah.
Once everything starts at 5, then we'll adjust. We should all get up early, go to bed early, and have everything be done by 7.
Yeah, everyone out at 4. Everyone out from work at 4. Lovely time. And then
Absolutely.
you there. You have enough time to enjoy the sunlight.
Yep.
But yeah, 7:30. Can I talk to Mr. MLS, Mr. LAFC, and see if we can get that started at 6 at least?
That's the best time.
Yeah.
You had a little soccer. Your buddy had a soccer
Oh
win, right?
man, yeah, Jesse Luna. So he's an assistant coach at Bishop Amat High School, and they over the weekend.
Go Lancers.
Yeah, go Lancers. Bishop Amat in La Puente. Just let me be specific. This one's in La Puente. So he's an assistant coach there. They won 3-1 over Sultana over the weekend. And they're CIF champs.
That's fantastic.
CIF champs. So they play today at 5 o'clock versus La Costa.
Okay.
Yeah,
and for
it's a home game. This is regionals.
Oh.
Yeah, this is regionals.
That's
So,
exciting.
Yeah, so this guy's a listener. He's met us. He's been at the softball tournament.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been there a couple times. So Jesse, shout out, man, and congrats to the boys.
My sophomore year of high school, we got to the semifinals of the CIF in baseball. We were one game away from playing at Dodger Stadium, and we lost. And I want to say it's like 10 in high school. You play 7 innings. And I think it was like in the 9th or 10th inning. I knew it went into extra innings, and we lost. And that was in 1987. Here we are in 2025, and I still carry it.
How many steps are there in CIF?
When I was in high school, back in the Stone Age, there were, to get to the final, you had to win 4 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's, again, I'm not local, and I have heard CIF a million times, and I had coached kids who were like, oh, CIF and water polo. So you're only competing against other people in Southern California?
So there are different sections. There's a San Diego section. There's a Southern California section. There's a Northern California section. So here it is the Southern California section. And then there are divisions inside of it.
Would you ever play against Northern California schools when you're in high
They
school?
do now. They'll do like some state championship kind of stuff, but not when I was doing it a million years ago.
So this is Division 1.
That's the big boys.
Yeah, the CIF.
That's fantastic.
So yeah,
congratulations.
What time does the game start?
5 p.m.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful.
As a civilized society, they are starting at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
So, look, Jesse, I wanted to go, but 5, I have to leave 5 to be here by 7, big dog.
If it were any other day.
Oh, my God.
That's how it works. That's how it works. All right, little breaking news. Kyrie Irving suffered an injury last night in the Mavs game. Just diagnosed a little bit ago, or I should say announced a little bit ago, that he's going to miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL, which is terrible news for him because he was having a great season. And it just kind of brings home, again, how mind-boggling the trade for Luka Dončić actually was. And because the Mavericks' path to whatever it is they're trying to do from this point forward was based on Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis somehow putting together something that was better than Luka Dončić, a defensive first team that was led, at least offensively, by Kyrie. And, we'll show everybody once we get all our guys back that trading Luka was the right thing to do, blah, 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 blah. Well, now they are dead in the water, right? They were already in the last play-in spot. They're in 10th place in the Western Conference. They're 3.5 games to the good side of Phoenix, who is in 11. Phoenix is dreadful and playing really, really poorly. But without Kyrie, Anthony Davis's return is still somewhere down the road. And Luka Dončić is on the Lakers. It is a story that usually when one of these big moments in sports happens, especially if it's a transaction, right? A trade, a free agent signing, something like this, it starts to fade a little bit. Like it starts to be just the norm. Like, oh, okay, that guy's here. I think a good example of this, and it took a while. Luka's been a Laker for roughly a month or so, but when Shohei Ohtani signed with the Dodgers, I think everybody kind of assumed that he probably would. But when he did, it was like, wow, they got Shohei because of the money, because of the player. It was incredibly exciting. And then he showed up, and this seems like ancient history. He got off to, by his standards, a relatively slow start. And then he went full Ohtani mode after that. And so for the first couple of months, it was, I can't believe Ohtani's a Dodger. Ohtani had another double and a home run and a couple of steals. And so by the time you got to August or so, Ohtani on the Dodgers was still exciting, but it wasn't, I can't believe he's here. You'd kind of come to understand it and accept it. I don't know when that's going to kick in for Luka. I don't know when seeing number 77 in a Laker uniform, seeing him make shots, seeing him win games, seeing him throw lobs, seeing him pass the ball to LeBron James pass the ball to him. Once the playoffs start, they start winning playoff series. If they get into the Western Conference Finals, the NBA Finals, win a championship, which all of a sudden, while maybe not likely, is certainly not an impossibility. I don't know when that wears off.
I also think that about the Kyrie and Luka thing, the first initial reactions to what happened was, this is more of a long-term move for the Lakers. This is for the next 5 years. And if 2025 is great, so be it. It's probably not going to be great. Yeah, exactly. 25 is just, house
whatever
money.
Whatever you get.
But that people are saying, well, maybe Dallas might be better than the Lakers in 2025. Turns out that's definitely not going to happen.
Dallas will probably still get into the play-in. I don't know if they'll get out of the play-in and get one of the 8 spots, but there are, with the Kyrie injury, he's done for the season. They're more or less dead in the water. And it's going to look a little bit like? It's going to look like the New Orleans Pelicans when Anthony Davis was there.
Yeah.
Like, Anthony Davis is great, and maybe there's another player here or there that can have a nice night, but they're going to be led by Anthony Davis, and we saw what that is. It's okay, and that's not all that exciting. The Laker part of this, though, and I want to talk about this when we come back, that what happens this year all of a sudden went from what Emily was describing and what I think most Laker fans felt, which was, hey, look, whatever happens this year, to the sky is the limit. Well, what if the basement is the limit? What happens then? That's coming up next. It's Trav. DeMarco will be here shortly, 710 ESPN.
Number one reason.
Spring break is almost here. Book your break at MorongoCasinoResort.com or on the app today.
Morongo, good times.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TAP to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text TAP to 321321. That's TAP to 321321.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
DeMarco and his fancy car service should be arriving shortly. I mean, he was hanging out yesterday after the show like, yeah, my car hasn't come to pick me up yet. So, you know, he's a big TV star now. So he's hanging out on the set of Good Morning Football all week. Good for him. He's done a great job on it so far. What is on tap today on 710 ESPN? Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. The Lakers are taking on the Pels at Crypto.com Arena. Coverage begins at 5:30. Tip-off is at 7. You can hear it on your afternoon drive on 710 or, of course, crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.8 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Another start time that's too late. Let's start this at 6:30. Come on.
5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Bingo.
come on.
Bingo. And you're an East Coaster by birth.
That even sucks even more.
You've lived in a world where stuff starts at 10:30 at night. That is bananas.
I cannot explain to you how blessed we are to be on the West Coast and actually kind of like that. The fact, I know, who cares? Don't bring up the Oscars, Emily, one more time. that it started at 4 p.m. here, lovely. That it started at 7 p.m. over there, also lovely.
When I lived in, I've only lived in the Central Time Zone, which is 2 hours different from the West Coast. That was awful. Try living in Houston, Texas, as a Dodger fan with Dodger games starting at 9-10 at night. Get out of here.
It's so stupid.
Awful. Just an awful, awful way to do it.
Some of us got younger kids, man, and we can. 7:30 is perfect.
Nope. No, you get that third kid, and now all of a sudden you'll be wanting that 5 o'clock thing for sure. Laker fans, listen up. This is important. I'm very excited about this. I am not necessarily one that's prone to conspiracy theory, although I will listen to them because they're fun. I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory or just reality of professional sports being a television product. You know, we all love them. They're exciting. If you're listening to this show, and I've decided to make a career out of sports and all this stuff, you love sports. We all love sports. And what makes them great at its most essential level, at its most molecular level, is that we don't know who's going to win, right? The reason you turn on a game is even if one team's pretty heavily favored, you don't know exactly what's going to happen. Buster Douglas could happen, right? That Buster Douglas could knock out Mike Tyson, that sometimes crazy upsets do happen. The Padres beat the Dodgers a couple of years ago. The Arizona Diamondbacks smoked the Dodgers a couple of years ago.
UVA loses to University of Maryland, Baltimore College or whatever.
It happened, so we turn it on. Do you think that the NBA is going to allow the following to happen? Let me just tell you who the number 2 seeds in both the Eastern and Western Conference are. The number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference is a little team called the Boston Celtics.
Ooh.
The Boston Celtics are 43-18, really good. They're the defending champions of the NBA. Number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. The number 2 seed in the Western Conference are the Los Angeles Lakers, who just acquired, if not the biggest star in the NBA, one of the biggest stars in the NBA, to go with the biggest star in the NBA in LeBron James. They are 38-21. They're a good team. The Celtics and the Lakers are not just the greatest rivalry in NBA history, they're one of the greatest rivalries in sports history. They're both the number 2 seed.
And when was the last time they matched up against each other?
2010?
Okay, so we're due. 15 years.
The number 1 seed in the NBA in the Eastern Conference is Cleveland at 50-10. They're having a monster season. The number 1 seed in the Western Conference are the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 50-11. They're having a monster season. Do you think that ESPN, ABC, TNT, the powers that pump literally billions of dollars into these entities, are going to be thrilled to have Cleveland and Oklahoma City in their championship round? Or do you think that just maybe they might rather have the Lakers and Celtics in the championship round? Do you think that might be better for business?
Yeah, a little bit.
And I'm not saying that Adam Silver, by the way, got it right on the first try. Adam Silver is picking up the phone and telling his referees or his coaches. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Cleveland and OKC or LA and Boston. It doesn't seem like a hard thing to figure out.
If one call goes one way.
If you are a fan of Oklahoma City, if you are a fan of Cleveland, and you get a call that isn't in your favor, if it's in fact the conference finals matchups that we get, the Lakers against the Thunder, the Celtics against the Cavs, I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. If this were, like, if the 2 seeds were Denver and Milwaukee.
Sure.
Okay, whatever. It's the Lakers and the Celtics. And we're going to get to see the Lakers and Celtics, I think it's next week, or it might even be this weekend. It's coming up. It's in the next handful of days. It's the Dodgers and Yankees. If the World Series could be the Dodgers and the Yankees, or the Guardians and Oklahoma City doesn't even have a baseball team.
Kansas City.
Because, the Royals, and that's American League. We got to find a National League team. The Colorado Rockies, which at least are in a big city.
Yeah.
At least Denver's a real city.
But they're purple.
They are
They can't
purple.
be in the World Series.
They were in the World Series
I know they
once.
have been.
They had a gaucho on their team. I will not allow negative gaucho talk.
Boston Lakers is on March 8th.
March
so
8th.
Saturday, March 8th, which is this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah.
So little potential finals.
Yeah, I see the seeds being planted again. The Dodgers, if we got the Dodgers and Yankees and the Celtics and the Lakers in one calendar year for our championships, like, how lucky are we?
That's pretty great.
It's amazing.
And look, we're terribly spoiled here in L.A. because we do live in a big city. We do live in a team with marquee teams. We do live in a place where all of these leagues would love to get the television. The only thing better than L.A. New York is L.A. against another prestigious franchise, the Celtics. Yeah. Like for the Phillies or the Giants or something like that where you get those marquee matchups. Good luck is all I'm telling you if you're in one of those other places. The only way that Cleveland and Oklahoma City face off in the NBA Finals is if they demolish their opponents in the Senate. Now, Chris Webber and Scott Pollard, there's their podcast about the Lakers and the Kings a million years ago, and this has always been ripe for conspiracy theories on that. And the theory is, guys, if we're going to beat them, we have to knock them out. You're going to have to beat them.
If it's on the margins, it's going to go to the
15.
favor of the better team.
It's going to go the way that's better for basically everybody other than the guys on that team. Not because it's rigged, not because it's just stuff tends to go that way. If you want to beat them, you need to do what the Diamondbacks did to the Dodgers a couple years. Just kick their ass. Just leave no doubt.
Don't leave up to chance.
Right. Leave no doubt. Go in there and do it. Because if it comes down to a call, if it comes down to something that could go either way,
it's going to go one way.
It's going to go one way.
While we're doing conspiracy theories, is curses in the conspiracy theory lane here?
I don't know if I buy curses. You're talking about Kyrie with the Mavs? I'm
talking about the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all familiar with the curse of the Bambino.
Sure.
And so
the Billy Goat in Chicago.
Yeah, of course. And it's ripe for baseball because baseball has the gods. And I believe basketball would have the gods as well.
I think so.
That they would smite someone for testing the gods so much like this. That, Nico Harrison tested the gods, said, hey, I think we're better if we trade Luka. We're going to get Luka over to the Lakers. And as soon as that happens, the entire fan base implodes, and then you have two people that you were counting on to be the rocks of your franchise after you make this trade go down with injury. AD will likely come back, but I think there could be a curse of the Bambino with the Dallas Mavericks over here.
Okay, I'm here for curses generally speaking.
Okay.
Like for instance, let's use the Red Sox as an example.
Yes.
The Red Sox traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees, and the Yankees went on and won 1 million World Series, and the Red Sox had nothing but heartbreak for a century.
And Babe Ruth became Babe Ruth.
And Babe Ruth went and hit all those home runs, won all those World Series, and became, an archetype of an American sports hero, et cetera, et cetera. The curse, I'll buy that one simply because the Red Sox had so many terrible things happen to them that were almost inexplicable, right? Bucky Dent, who'd hit a home run every 5 years, hits a home run at the most important moment. You just have so many different things that would happen to them. Ball goes through Bill Buckner's legs. Like, just weird stuff happened to them over and over. And Aaron Boone hits a home run late. All of that stuff. That Grady Little leaves Pedro Martinez in a little too. All of that. So there's just one incident after another that leads to this doesn't even make any sense. The Chicago Cubs are another one. It's just until they won more recently, just had first of all, they were just terrible forever. And when the rare occasions they had a chance to get there, they would blow it in weird ways. The Steve Bartman, the Leon Durham had a ball go through his legs against the Padres in the NLCS in 1984. Like, that's just weird stuff that happened to them.
We could see that happening with Dallas.
That's incompetence. Like that's why I don't think this. We'll see what happens after Nico Harrison leaves, after whoever the ownership group of this group, whatever comes after that, right? Because Kyrie Irving getting injuries are just bad luck. So I'm not going to put that in the category of curses.
Overwork.
Could be. Maybe he's pushing a little hard.
Making up for the room that Luka left, and then he pushes himself and he tears his ACL.
Could be. It at least possibly, but this was such a terrible, terrible decision that was terrible in the moment. Like, for instance, selling Babe Ruth to the Yankees so you could finance a Broadway play was like, well, what are you doing? Like, in the moment, everybody's like, this doesn't make any sense. That's the Luka trade. Now, what has to happen is Luka has to come here and win a bunch and get in shape and do all the things that we're hoping happen here. But the Mavericks need to go and become the butt of a joke for decades, not just miss the playoffs this year, because that's more bad luck about Kyrie than anything else. But if they never get another star player, or if all of their star players that do come have something weird, or they immediately leave, or
they don't win another NBA championship for 100 years.
Yeah. It could be the beginning of a thing, but this is just gross incompetence that led them to this point.
Okay, one more conspiracy theory thing before we move on from our conspiracy theory corner. I'm going to put my fingers up like Brian Windhorst. So I was listening to a podcast with David Lindelof, who is the co-creator of Lost. He also created The Leftovers. He creates things that have conspiracy theories around them. He has all this, the world's not exactly how the world is supposed to be. He thinks. And again, this is coming from him, so grain of salt, because he's not, our NBA analyst expert. But he talks about how there's something's going to happen with Luka that only a few people know. That only a few people in his life, that maybe Nico Harrison knew, got a wind of it. Something's going to happen.
I will tell you why that is not totally out of left field coming up next. Strav, DeMarco is on his way, 710 ESPN.
Back-to-back wins over the Clippers, and the winning streak keeps on rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tonight?
They're sixth in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Hey, it's Mace talking about the amazing, spectacular Cosm. Best place to watch sports. Cosm is the ultimate sports experience. NBA, NHL, college basketball, Premier League, WWE, more on massive high-resolution displays. You got to experience the Dome at Cosm. Immersive shared reality that wraps around you. It's like being on the field or on the court. Inside the hall at Cosm, wall-to-wall live multi-view sports. Go to Cosm.com to get your tickets today. That's COSM.com.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Make sure you join Mace and ESPN LA's street team at Cosm this Saturday for college hoops and giveaways. Let's go college hoops. Arizona versus Kansas tip-off at 1:30 p.m. Let's give it up. 1:30 p.m. Let's go. In the Dome, followed by Duke versus North Carolina. Great matchup. Or experience the wall-to-wall multi-view in the hall for the full college basketball experience. Purchase tickets at Cosm.com, or you can win a pair of tickets this Thursday at Cosm Ticket Thursday, only at 710 ESPN. Again, 1:30 p.m. Fantastic time.
Emily, you're old like me, so you're old enough to remember when Kansas and Arizona used to be a great Final Four matchup, not a conference matchup, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who's good in college basketball this year? Who should I get excited about?
Men or women? Because women I know way more. Men, Duke, Cooper Flagg, could be the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
I believe one of the first...
I can't root for Duke. Give me another team to root for. Give me somebody to pull for.
Not Duke. I don't really know. But women's basketball.
I know both SC and UCLA are both really
both
good.
LA teams fantastic. You got South Carolina, you got UConn. That's where I've been. If I flip on college basketball, it's always women's college basketball these days because they have much more. They have players that I know.
Yeah.
Juju is going to be at USC for probably 4 years, maybe
crazy.
3 years, and Paige Beckers has been at UConn for I think even 5 years. So I know the players, and that's why I root for them.
The tournament will start, and I will check in. I'm like, hey, who are these guys? That's just the way that men's basketball has gone, or men's college basketball at least has gone. All right, so who is the director that you're talking about, or the creator?
Co-creator of Lost. The Leftovers was talking about Severance, but it's David Lindelof.
David Lindelof has a theory that something about Luka will surface at some point in the next few years.
And, it'll make sense when that happens.
Okay, look, I hope not, right? I hope not, because that would mean that the Mavs were on the inside and they knew something that no one else did. Luka is a tremendous talent. Luka is not in the physical shape that he needs to be. I'm hoping that this is the impetus to kind of say, hey, look, for the first time in your life, somebody said, I don't want you here anymore. I'd rather have him than you. And hopefully that's the motivating factor that gets him to break whatever bad habits he may have and dedicate himself to the fitness that could make him one of the all-time greats. That, you look at LeBron James, who's playing in his 1200th season and still killing it, and live his life more like that. I hope that's how it works out. The theory that this guy is floating out there is the same theory that you, me, Laker fans, basketball fans, sports fans, conspiracy theorists are all. They're the only way that you trade Luka Dončić is because of something like that only you know. That maybe Nico Harrison has a time machine and he went to the year 2029 and saw the future and said, I'm getting out of this. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to have to take it on the chin for a few years for doing the dumbest thing that anybody's ever saw in their life, but I will be vindicated. It may not happen now. It may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen a few years from now. It's the only thing that could quasi-explain doing what they did, because I know Michael Thompson thinks that the Mavericks could win the Western Conference, but that was pre-Kyrie Irving. Mm-hmm. Betting on Anthony Davis to stay healthy and show up day after day, week after week, series after series is not a bet that I want to sign up for. Luka Dončić was in the finals last year. He's a killer. He shows up when it matters. He's terrific. So there has to be in the back 3 possible options, right? Number one is what we're talking about. That Nico Harrison knows something that no one else or very few other people know, and it's a ticking time bomb that he knows, doesn't think, he knows it's going to go off.
Sure.
Okay, that's number one. We'll see. Number 2 is he's just that bad at his job. It's a pretty bad job to do that and to have risen to that level, to do those things, to just make a deal that's that universally panned. I guess possible, but unlikely. Or 3, there is a third option, a financial option, an ownership-driven option that said, I don't want to be in the business with that guy anymore. I don't want to pay whatever the supermax that's coming up, whatever. Look, guys in the NBA, before too long, they're going to be making $75 million a year. Mm-hmm. And getting into bed with a guy that's making that kind of money, that is not committed to his fitness, et cetera, that they've just decided that that's a bad bet. Okay, I'd make the bet anyway and hope that I could talk him into the gym. But those are the only 3 things at play.
Could 2 also be that Rob Pelinka really convinced Nico of something?
No.
That he felt comfortable around.
And here's why. Here's why that's a no. They called Rob.
Yes.
Everybody that is selling, that is talking about this, if this were if the scenario where Nico, before I say what I'm about to say, just promise me you're not going to slam the phone down.
Sure.
Okay, just promise me. I'm asking you for our years of relationships together to at least let me finish this, because with what I'm about to say, you're going to think I'm on drugs.
Yeah, do a Don Draper pitch to him. Yeah.
I would like for you to trade me Luka Dončić. And Nico Harrison breaks out laughing like, not in a million trillion years. Get out of here. Go ahead and finish your stupid pitch. And then at the end, he's like, it's not what happened. Nico called him. Nico said to him, if we're believing the reporting, and this isn't revisionist history that's going back to other places, this is that they tried Milwaukee. They tried Minnesota. This wasn't the Laker brainstorm. This was something that was brought to them. And I'm not trying to throw cold water on Pelinka at all. He did a good job, and they got what they got, and et cetera, et cetera. But to say no, to say yes to, dude, you want Luka Dončić is not great executive planning.
And I think that the
That's
brilliance
just picking up the phone and saying, yeah, I'll do that.
The brilliance of Pelinka is that he didn't have to give up more than he had to give up. But I think, okay, let's just, with other things happening in the NBA right now, Joel Embiid having his season being over, and maybe 4 years ago, he's someone like Luka where you can't not bet on this guy. You're going to bet on Joel Embiid. Maybe he had some injury history in the past, but it's over. Let's bet on him. If he had a time machine, if you gave that time machine to the Sixers organization, maybe you do the deal in 2021.
That's
in 2020.
a better comp, but I think there's a missing piece here too. And the missing piece is Luka's already won a bunch.
Yeah, that's true.
Luka has been a five-time first-team first-team All-NBA player in his first 7 years in this league. He has not been he's turning into. He's been the guy
made
since
multiple
he
Western
showed
Conference
up.
Finals, made the finals.
Yeah. Joel Embiid's never been out of the second round of the playoffs. Joel Embiid has missed a lot of time. Joel Embiid is not that guy that, look, there are criticisms of Luka that I think are fair, but does anybody on earth think that Luka is not ready for big moments? No. He's shown up in big moments over and over and over again. Are we sure that Joel Embiid is ready for big moments? No.
But if you said this back in 2020,
but we hadn't seen him. At least it's I don't know, man. He hasn't been out here. He was not a guy most recently in the Olympics that looked like a finisher like that. He got better as it went on, but there were real questions about Embiid that were beyond just health related. He's been out of the first round, I think, only twice. He's never been beyond the second round. Now, one of them was the Kawhi shot that hit the rim 42 times and dropped in. A little bit unlucky there. But, I mean, Luka, there is no – the rub on Luka is he's out of shape or isn't in as good a shape as he probably should be. Okay. I'll take my chances with that. I'll hope that I can motivate him. I'll hope that putting him next to perhaps the most dedicated athlete of a quarter century rubs off on him a little bit. That just seeing that LeBron, works out, sleeps, eats right, drinks red wine, and plays great basketball is a pretty good way to live your life if you want to be an unbelievable athlete. That maybe that kind of starts to, hey, you know what? Maybe instead of a few beers, I'll have a glass of wine. Maybe instead of hanging out and smoking, I'll go to bed a little early.
Yeah,
maybe some of that stuff rubs off.
Yeah, exactly. Go to bed at 8:15.
Like I've rubbed off on you. Now you go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, and now you're starting to reap the benefits.
And I like that you brought up LeBron because it's we saw several stories being out there today about how he has similar numbers to his MVP season in 2012, 2013, and then or maybe 2011, 2012. I'll look that up again. But he also is playing incredible. And we're getting to a spot where they don't have to, they're competing for the 2 spot. They're not going to have any danger of missing the playoffs. Yeah. Do you push the gas on LeBron in the regular season?
Let's do it next, or unless DeMarco comes back, then we'll do a little far side. But I think it's a good question because the second seed is exceptionally valuable, and so is having LeBron with as full a tank as possible. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Every game, every day. On big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 2.
Desi Banks, live April 25th.
And the number 1 reason.
Spring break is almost here. Book your break at MorongoCasinoResort.com or on the app today.
Morongo, good times.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas you've crossed over into the far side.
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go. It is the middle ground between light and shadow.
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel fast. I want to feel naked out there.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. The far side.
Yo.
Television's DeMarco Farr in the studio.
On again.
You look good again.
I've learned. I'm wearing a darker colored shirt.
There you go.
So the makeup won't come off. Feliz Martes.
Feliz Martes.
Feliz Martes. My driver, the guy that dropped me off, Fabian.
It's Gordo
Fabian.
Martes.
It's Fabian.
Fabian. He said Fabian.
It's Fabian.
Is it Hill?
Okay, did he Americanize it?
Yeah.
He did. Okay,
it's Fabian Hill.
Fabian.
His last name's Hill.
I was laughing. You can't do that when I'm on TV. I was dying laughing. What are you guys talking about? You need water? No. Yeah. Heel. It's a joke. Heel. It's good stuff. Do you know a Scott MacArthur?
Scott McCarthy?
MacArthur.
No.
He's an actor. He's from the show Running Point.
I don't know.
It's the show about
Jeannie
Bus.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But I will.
It's the show about Jeannie Buss. And
from Mindy Kaling, starring Kate Hudson and Brenda Song.
He was the last.
I've seen this guy before, but I would not have known his
He's
name.
awesome. He's a Chicago
sports
fan. He's really cool. So he was the last guest.
He's in El Camino.
He's in Righteous Gemstones. That's how
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. So we met him, talked to him. That was the last guest, so that's why I'm a little bit more tardy.
Okay.
Yeah, he came in at the very end. But
Another good day on
nice
TV.
Guy. I did not know that show was about Jeannie Buss.
Yeah,
without saying
it's
about Jeannie Buss, it's about Jeannie Buss.
She just produced it.
She blessed it for sure.
Yeah. So she has her they part of the questions was, are you sure Jeannie's going to be okay with this? He was like, she's in on it. She knows about it. She actually called Mindy Kaling and said,
she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My life is a show. Do this.
There's a shot of Kate Hudson with all of the fictional NBA trophies in her windowsill. It's Jeannie Buss.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be. They said in that world, he said, in their world, it's the ABA.
Okay.
It's not the NBA. I
Sure.
guess so. But
and
it's
of
funny.
all people to play you, Kate Hudson's not a bad choice.
No, I could live with that.
Give me the bullet points real quick of how Jeannie Buss and her brothers, because he plays the brother.
Does she play Jim? Or does he play Jim?
I don't.
He looks a little like Jim.
It
So
might be-
They
I can
probably
see that.
aren't saying, "Hey, I'm Jim," but
Dr. Buss had a bunch of children.
Okay.
And Jeannie was the one that was most inclined to follow in her father's footsteps. She
Okay.
was the one that, from a very young age, showed a great deal of interest in learning the business and was kind of tabbed as the next when it came to running the Lakers. And the brothers were, for lack of a better word, kind of ne'er-do-well guys that were just kind of knocking around.
Makes
and,
sense now.
And then
Okay.
then she ultimately had to fire Jim after he was a part of it, and that's in
Okay.
very broad strokes.
So the clip they showed was like it was the two brothers talking to her, and she said, like, "What are they saying about me?" And they just went all in, like, this is what they're saying. And his line was, "Well, you're kind of a Nepo baby, but you're not. You're too old to be a Nepo baby, so you're Nepo something." And it was hilarious.
Nepo adult?
Nepo something. Nepo something. It was funny, and it was just hilarious. So good stuff. But he asked me, we were talking about biggest hits, and I think I've told you about the time I got hit by Thurman Thomas.
I think so. Tell
right
me again.
in the chest. So it was in the middle of K-Gun. Jim Kelly was at his best, in his peak. Thurman Thomas was making his Hall of Fame run. And they're playing in St. Louis. It was cold outside. I'll never forget this. Bruce Smith and Cornelius Bennett, two guys I really respect. They walked in, and they had these full-length white mink leather coats on.
That's
And I'm like,
badass.
that's a whole different level of pro.
That's
you know what I mean?
pretty cool.
That's and they rocked it too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
of course they did.
So I'll never forget that. And then we're playing the game. I got caught in the K-Gun, which means they trapped the personnel on the field, and he's going fast.
And you're gasping for breath.
Gasping for it. It's a 2-minute drill for about 8 minutes, right? So the way he did it was he used to look at you and laugh. He'd recognize you're tired.
Thurman or Kelly?
Jim Kelly.
Okay.
He would recognize you're tired and then hustle up to the line of scrimmage and get ready to snap the football. So you're standing right there as the ball is snapped. So it's an offsides penalty. And so he starts laughing. I got you again. I said, I'll get you. You know I can jump off sides, right? I can move. They can't.
Yeah.
So I wind up hitting him late. I got fined like $18,000 for it. It was worth it. I'll show you the picture. I took my helmet off. I threw it on the ground. It's a really good shot.
Where'd you hit him?
Right in the chest. It went right through him.
Okay.
Right through him. And I thought I had a sack. The end of it was dirty. I buried him. And I knew. I was trying to hurt the guy. And he looked me in the eyes and said, I've been hit by better than you. So that made me even mad. So I'm cussing, I'm screaming,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
cussing,
deflating.
I'm screaming, going at it. So they run the ball away with Thurman Thomas. So I am in hot pursuit. I really am. He sees me and cuts right back into me as I'm in full stride. And he hit me right in the chest. Ooh. Right in the chest. And it felt like I hit a fire hydrant. Yeah, going downhill on a pair of skis. Pow! Took all the wind out of me. So we were talking about that. He said, that's the hardest you've been hit. What's the other side? And it was a guy named Eric Gulliford. I told you this. He was a receiver I played against. He was at A-State while I was in UW.
Right.
Stupid reverse pass, New Orleans. And he planted his feet to throw, and I was coming from the backside, and I just took him out. So we were talking about that. And when I'm telling this guy, Scott MacArthur, this story, I'm just relaying football stories. He's looking at me like I'm Michael Myers. Well, how could you do that to another human being? Well, he had the freaking ball. What do you want me to do? It's my job.
So, I'm of two minds here. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. However, for us, humans that did not play gladiator sports at the highest possible level, trying to murder a fellow human being doesn't
I wasn't trying to
jive.
murder. I was trying to dislodge him from ball. He didn't let go, so he got hit. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Not my fault. His.
That's great.
Yes, but it was fun meeting him, getting some insight to Mindy Kaling. Says she's really funny.
She is
well,
funny.
yeah, she's an incredibly funny person.
Yeah.
She's the reason why The Office was so funny, or some of the reason why The Office was so funny. She did the Mindy Project and a really great show, Sex Lives of College Girls, great show. Mindy Kaling.
Oh, that's her show?
Yeah, is a well-known, quite funny person.
Yeah.
She the first thing that was her big break was her and her writing partner did a two-man show, quote-unquote man show, where they impersonated Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and it ended up on Off-Broadway, then to Broadway for a couple nights, where they just did a two-person show.
Oh, that's funny.
About them, and then that's where she kind of got discovered for like writing The Office and other things. And so I've read her book.
Yeah.
Great.
Is she a genius?
Yes.
Like,
she went to Dartmouth.
She's very smart.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because he kept crowing about how fast and how quick she thinks.
She's incredibly smart.
That's what he said. Like I think my question to him was, She's so funny. The cast is great. What is it like behind the scenes?
Can I have a question?
He said it's outstanding.
If you had to ask him again, and he knows Mindy Kaling well, could you ask her about her relationship with BJ Novak? Because I am all ears. Because they are.
Do they hate each other's guts?
No.
Oh.
Quite the opposite.
Oh.
Okay.
And I think they've dated at points in times, but they're still
So
into
it's
their
kind of
lives.
their-
I need a rom-com about them because also every time she writes something, there's always a BJ Novak character. And every time he writes something, there's always a Mindy Kaling character.
Is he the little man from Inglourious Bastards?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
He's also in The Office.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I need truth serum for both of them, and I need to get them in the room. It's like my Tiger Woods is Mindy Kaling and BJ Novak.
We never finished, but I think what he was trying to get to was incredibly smart equals incredibly funny.
Can.
Yeah, it can.
It can end up with your brain's just firing a million miles an hour, and you're
Yeah.
super funny and interesting, and you put the pieces together really quickly, or it can paralyze you because you can't talk to normal people.
Well, there's like
that's the other way. Like, why can't you explain? Look, just because you're not as smart as me, I can't help you with that.
So here's some
like,
people that
goes one of two ways.
are the very smart people that, because the Harvard Lampoon has put out a million different comics. So there's Mindy Kaling, incredibly smart. Colin Jost went to Harvard. Conan went to Harvard.
O'Brien, yeah.
There's a bunch of people from the Harvard Lampoon that then go to comedy and stuff. And if you watch 30 Rock and if you listen to read Tina Fey's book, she talks about like the different people you'll meet in a writing room when writing rooms still existed, basically. And it's going to be the Harvard kids. It's going to be the people that grew up in LA, and then it's going to be the people that like have never gone to college and started writing. There's all different types of people in this writing room. But
interesting.
Very, very smart people. Oftentimes are very funny.
I hope I didn't scare him, but he got me interested in the show.
That's great.
I didn't want to scare the guy.
Part of the story you told, I just want to go back and kind of touch on again. When you were, I don't remember if it was you hitting them or them hitting you. No, it was them when you ran into the fire hydrant is when you made the sound. Is there a worse feeling than that when you hit something or something hits you and you go, and all of the air rushes out of you? You think you're gonna die.
Yes.
Like in that moment, you're like, this is it. I can't breathe in or out. You're just stuck in that thing. When you made that sound, it just like goosebumps. Like that is the single worst feeling in the world.
So he's trying to snap it again, and I'm on the ground, and the official goes, "Do you need a timeout?" And I couldn't speak.
You can't say anything.
I'm looking at him like, "Duh, I'm on my back."
This was not the same moment when your friend Mike Jones said, "DeMarco, open your eyes."
That was 3 years later. That was a collision I never saw coming.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure we're not talking about the same thing for sure. All right, back to the Lakers. We're going to talk about the Lakers are in the 2. The Lakers are only a couple of games out of the 5. The Lakers are in the 2,
Unreal.
but just a couple out of the 5. And what do you do moving forward? That's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Let me ask you this. Look at that little sticker in your window. Is your car due for service? If so, why not head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change, because they've been doing it for over 30 years, making sure that you get quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people like us. Look, if you're anything like me, you got your to-do list, right? I got to do these 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 things on a day, and getting your car taken care of is one of those things. So why not have it done perfectly well and very, very quickly at Valvoline? Because at Valvoline, you stay in your car nice and safe, nice and relaxed, while the expert technicians make sure that your ride is at its absolute best. We're talking oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, wipers, getting ready to rain again, and a whole lot more. You just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes, knowing that your car is running at its absolute best. There are 80 spots in and around Southern California helping you get your ride ready for the road in no time at all. So visit SoCalOilChange.com to find one of those 80 locations and to grab yourself some game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
The most followed sports radio at ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
This is the Doctor in the Dugout with Dr. Alan Byer. Presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
I'm often asked about people who suffer their first back injury, think they've pulled a muscle in their back, and they don't stretch enough as far as their back is concerned. So when do you seek care from a doctor when you've sustained a back injury? At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we like to tell people that the most important thing is to watch and see if that back pain is radiating down your leg, causing any numbness, causing any weakness, or any bowel or bladder dysfunction. These are surgical problems usually and require a more urgent visit to the emergency room rather than waiting to see the doctor. If none of these signs are present, it's safe to wait it out, rest for a few days, and seek medical care from your doctor within a week or so. Hope that helps. Keep stretching your back. If that doesn't get better in a week or 10 days, that's when it's time to seek the orthopedic specialist. Hope this keeps you on the field, and keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Keep listening for more on the road to recovery right here on 710 ESPN.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy, teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
That's fine. You glaze Tom Brady every day.
Well, wait a second. No, I don't. Hold on a second. I'm not accepting that from you, and here's why.
Why is that?
Because I'm not so sure I understand what glazing means yet. Now, when I find out and I understand truly what glazing means, then I may say
it's just to praise someone, to compliment them regularly.
That's it. Like there's nothing more to it than that. That just glazing.
Yeah, why are you glazing this guy so much?
Over complimenting almost.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say that I probably glaze Tom Brady a little bit.
You definitely do.
Okay. Well, here.
There's nothing wrong with it, but you do.
The act of sucking up to someone, glazing, the act of sucking up to someone. Okay, but, I accept that I glaze Tom Brady. Do you guys accept that you guys both glaze LeBron?
I don't.
Come on.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN.
I want to put my feet in the sand. I want to drink. I want to eat. I want to walk. I want to have the sun on my face. That's it.
Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Steve Farr back from his TV. He's doing it all week, right?
All week, yes. So cool to be in there.
Is it?
I took pictures. I have to show you that Brandon Cook shot.
Oh,
it's not as close as you think.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good ways away.
Do I need to readjust my percentages?
I think so.
Okay, because I'm at like 90-10.
It was incredibly underthrown.
95-5?
It was incredibly
98-2?
It was incredibly underthrown. Unless Brandon just hit the gas at that very same second when the picture was taken. But there's no way he catches
99-1.
Wow, but that's the one. That's the pass that changed the course of Rams history.
Yeah.
If Jared hits that, everything is different.
He's still here.
He's MVP.
Yeah. I mean, he's that. I don't know. This is going to sound disrespectful, and I don't mean it disrespectfully. This is the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life.
It was not good.
It was. What was it? It was 10-3, like late into the fourth quarter.
They beat the Rams on one play, one Gronk play, and then they punched it in.
Yates in the house.
So you're a big TV guy here now.
No,
that's
you, bro.
That's why I'm here.
I think of you.
Look at
every
both
time
of you guys. You guys supposed to have your TV makeup on?
I know. I took mine off.
Took yours off?
See, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
That's why I came in there. Mine is off. I take mine off when I leave the studio.
Clinton, now that I'm looking, you are a little shiny on your
you
head.
go. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
They sprayed some hair particles on my hair.
This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to get to.
Yes.
Have you guys chalk talked what the entire setup is before you get on air?
No.
Okay. What is the makeup room set up like? I need to know all of this because this is the interesting part about doing TV is all the things you do well before you sit on the set and even talk.
So you walk in and they gave me an HMU. I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, what's HMU?
Hit me up.
Hair makeup.
Ah.
So HMU by I think 4 o'clock whenever you get in.
Some people call it MUA, makeup artist, but it's different. There's two
hair
different
makeup. So
yes, there's two different ones. Yeah.
You go in and you get your makeup, get out, and then there's a green room.
Did you talk to the makeup lady?
All the time.
The makeup people know everything about everything.
Everybody.
This is where
do not tell a makeup person a secret you don't want everybody to know.
This is where I could say something that would get us all in trouble. So I'm just going to say nothing and just say, you're right.
I'm just saying. They don't speak unless you talk to them.
I didn't need a big scandal to happen in town to know that, is what I'm getting at. Right. Yes. That you should know that anyway.
Yes. All nice people. I think it was a guy named Mike that took care of me today.
Okay.
That put my makeup on. So great convo. Went to the green room. Cody Kessler is on there with me. You want to talk about prepared. Like, he is a quarterback at heart.
Right.
He gets there at 2:45.
It's early.
2:45.
Yeah, that's early.
A.M.?
A.M.
Is that for a specific meeting, or he just chooses to show up there?
He just gets there at 2:45 so he can sit and prep.
First one in, last one out, coach's son, student of the game, all that stuff.
He just had a baby.
Total dork.
He just had a
now
baby.
you know why he's leaving.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
so this is his pattern.
You can appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess he gets up at 7 p.m. and he stays up all night.
Oh, no.
So when he's done with that show,
to be fair,
he goes to bed.
I've done that a couple times doing the morning show. It's not as bad as you think when it's on the tip, because the way that the sun rises, not the way that the sun rises, but like if you've been up and you know you have to be up and then the sun comes up, it gives you like a half a day kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if you know you're going to sleep immediately afterward, it's not that bad.
It's
so I
working for him.
understand that.
He's got juice. Yeah.
So let's get back to the more important part of all of this.
Yeah.
How much hair in a can did they put on?
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Is it a heavy dust down?
Yeah, so you're sitting there and they're doing your face, right?
Clear
And
out.
There's two people, and then they're not looking at you; they're looking at you,
right?
So he starts and he goes, "Do I need this?" She goes, "Yes." Starts spraying something on my head. I'm like, "Are you coloring my hair?" He says, "Oh no, it's particles or whatever."
Yeah,
that's a yes.
It's like dust.
Dust.
Right.
Right. I'm like,
Hair
why are
dust.
you putting dust on my head? So when the light hits it, it looks like you're bald or patchy.
Yeah.
I don't want to look patchy.
No, you don't want to look patchy.
I don't want to look patchy.
What is your camera angle based on your seating setup? That's important, because if you're straight on, like I am, it doesn't really matter. You can't really tell. But if you're at a side angle,
right,
it can
And
be tricky.
if there's a jib cam too, you don't
you're
want any
screwed.
part.
I got it. You don't want that.
And again, explain jib cam.
Yeah, for people, the jib cam's the one on a big arm that
Yes.
kind of goes over the top
Swings
and can
around.
get you from the
Yes,
high angle.
yes.
You don't. Two things. If you are balding, you don't want the jib cam, and if you are a man of a certain carriage, you don't want anything low angle.
Okay.
Look, I don't know jack
correct.
squat about TV,
But you know that.
I know that. Yeah.
But you do take your selfies like that, Trav.
Look,
Selfies are static photos. It's different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That when you get the gullet when it comes down
Yeah,
underneath, you're like, that's a bad deal.
Yeah. Get
That's
me
a
on
bad
the
deal.
inhale, not the
I'm less
exhale.
gullety. I'm more susceptible
Fair.
to it.
It was fun though. Yeah. So we got the one, the jib, the whole nine. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good show. Fun.
Do you ever do direct camera address to act like the cool guy when the jib comes through? That's what I do oftentimes. Jib swings by and you're like, you make a face like that Rutgers kicker did that one time after he
When it moves,
nailed
I
the
move.
kick.
Yeah. I know the jib. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Jerry Glanville taught me about the jib. He loved
Jib
the
knowers.
jib. Bring the jib in. The jib. The jib.
Jerry Glanville should have spent more time on his offense than on knowing
Big
what
time.
the jib
Right.
camera is.
Exactly.
That would have been a better use. For
Are
it.
those your notes?
Yeah, from everything.
Let's see them.
I had to do
See how much of these are self-written.
You want to talk about like something impossible? I had to give my top 3 defensive tackles today. Top
Ever?
3 in the league.
Oh,
Not
current,
ever.
active.
Currently, there's like 10 or 12 guys.
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle.
These are pretty
So,
detailed.
the
Okay.
dude
Yeah.
in Philly,
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
So I put him.
Yeah.
So it was initially 5. So I put
Okay.
him at the 5.
Okay.
Right. People like lit me up. He's too young.
No,
maybe next year. I thought he was special. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorite to watch.
who was number 1?
Number 1 was actually, it's funny, I never thought of this. If you put together Dexter Manley and Lawrence Taylor, you get Dexter Lawrence.
Okay.
And he is 2 people wide. He is my favorite tackle to watch. He is a space eater.
Hold on. Dexter Manley and
Lawrence Taylor.
Those two guys
They played two different
together would be
positions. Yeah.
interesting.
Didn't Lawrence play?
Dexter, the names.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
yeah,
with
no,
me,
but I'm
CB.
saying, like,
Yeah.
I'm not a crazy person. Lawrence Taylor was a linebacker, and Dexter Manley I know very well.
They're
Obviously,
both pass rushers.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure,
My
sure.
2 favorite guys.
Yeah.
But Dexter Lawrence is my guy. That's to
Okay.
answer your question. He's a mile wide, and no matter what scheme you're playing, he's always 2 guys.
Vita Vea.
On the list.
Okay.
See, it's hard to leave him off. So
Yeah.
he's like my 8th guy. Another question you can't answer deserves to be on the list. This is why it was so hard. How do I come up with just 3 guys? And of course, I'm trying to jam through Braden Fisk or Kobe Turner.
Okay.
Right. So it was rough. So I had him. I had, Cam Hayward. from
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Doesn't get nearly enough pub. But the guy is a wrecking machine. You guys remember Chester McLaughlin?
Of course. The Raiders.
Great name.
Same guy. The knock on Chester was he didn't play every snap. Well, if he did, he looked like Cam Hayward. He really did. He is an absolute monster. And
Cam Hayward was the star of in-season Hard Knocks, too. A couple episodes.
He's got personality.
Yeah.
He's
So
got
you could see that
personality.
he would take a turn to TV or some sort of GM role somewhere.
He's 6'5", and I swear his inseam on pants might be a 32. And he's 6'5".
That's an interesting frame.
He's a squatty body, squatty leg, but he's 6'5". He
That's
is
a lot
perfectly
of torso.
Yeah.
perfectly built for D-line.
Yeah.
I said it looks like a dump truck doing a wheelie. That's what he looks like. And the last one.
Did you say that on TV?
I did say that on
Okay,
TV.
good. I was
Yeah,
going to say that's a great line.
It does. And the last one was Chris Jones. I got to give him his props.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-time Super Bowl champ, and he is absolutely unblockable.
That's fine.
Your foundation looks great.
Thank you very much. Yes, I looked. It was dark something. That's what it had.
You need to know.
I do.
I'll
need
tell
to
you
know.
a quick story. The reason why you need, legitimately, the last day you go, ask them what they're using.
Yeah.
Because you'll go somewhere where they don't know, and if you have them ready, you'll be able to be helped. I did a CNN hit one time. I used to go on CNN all the time back in the day before I got back into sports. And one day I was going on Jake Tapper's show a lot. And I went one day, I skipped another day, and I went a third day, and there was a different makeup person there.
HMU.
MUA, whichever you choose. And I got on, and my phone, I'm sitting on live television in the
Too
capital
dark or
United
too
States,
light?
too grayed out.
Okay.
And my phone is going insane. People are like, Yates,
you were dead?
you need to get off the set. You look horrible. And I'm kind of freaking out to the point that I'm like, oh my God. I get off the set, and everybody's like, people don't want to look at you.
Yeah.
Because, listen, political heads on television are crazier than sports people because they think they own everything everywhere. So everybody assumed I was going to walk off the set and just start screaming at people. I didn't do that. But I walked back into the makeup room. I said, I'm going to need you guys to just read this out loud. And there were like 10 texts. Guy never came back. Just saying.
Oh,
just
my
saying.
God.
And my point is, you don't want to end up getting somebody fired because they don't know what your tone is. You might want to get it in the important note sheet so you have it to go. That's all I'm saying. Save
I was
yourself.
taking notes. Like, what are you putting on me? What color is that? It said dark something. I'll find out.
Yeah,
more
that's
tomorrow.
a good
Hair in the can recipe, too.
That kind of hurt my feelings, though.
Look,
Your lineup.
by the way,
I like your
by
lineup.
the way,
Yeah.
look at who's making the joke.
I know.
yeah.
That kind of hurt my feelings.
So
That's
I,
the thing.
I
You need
feel
a lot of
very
hair in the can,
comfortable
Trav.
doing this
No, that's
because
fair.
Yeah.
I've already smashed my own glass house.
No,
You need hair in the toupee.
Yes,
Yeah. In the toupee.
No, but it's real. It's a very humbling experience when they come in. Are you sure you don't need something for your hair? It's like, okay.
Right.
Never mind.
I did this on purpose.
If they
yeah.
ask a second time, they're not really asking.
No.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely
do you
not.
want some for your hair? No. If they go, okay, then you're probably okay. If they
Yeah.
say, are you sure? That's when you say, you know what?
You have to
I
reevaluate.
probably should.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did a faux pas. I broke in a new barber right before going on TV.
Oh, wow.
So I wasn't
That's
sure
bold.
what he was going to do.
That's
so
a
this
bold
is what
move.
he ended up with. So, yeah, next time not so low.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here for all your television helper adventures.
Thank you very much.
That's all.
Fun stuff. Yeah. Good show. Yeah. Where you
I'm
going?
glad.
Don't go anywhere.
I got other things
We're
to
talking
do.
Lakers, man.
I got other things to
Dude, do you think they can win a championship?
Yes.
Like, really win a championship?
Yes. That's all there is to it.
Legit. Like, this is a for real run
Name
here.
me two teams that you think are more likely to win it in the West.
I can't. I'll give OKC.
More
The
likely.
The answer is Denver and OKC.
More likely
But-
is what I said. Not as likely, more likely.
Denver and OKC.
I don't think they're more likely.
I think OKC is, but that's only one team.
Yeah, and exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, think about what
it became very real in the last 6-7
But
days.
how have you ever seen a turnaround like this in sports?
Nope.
No, but I think what
mid-season.
I think that we're also at a point in the league where there are not clearly like 5 teams that are better than everybody else that are that much better. Well, okay, here's what I'm saying. That are so much better with proven track records that you don't believe a team that has slightly done it before will do it again.
Qualifier makes a big
That's
difference.
what I'm saying, is that there's good teams. Cleveland's good.
Can I just cut to the meat of the issue real quick? Sports, professional sports in particular, is a television entity. It's a television product that needs to be entertaining to as many people as possible at any given time. You are in charge of a television network. You are in charge of a league. And your choice is between the number 1 seeds in the NBA right now.
I heard this earlier.
Cleveland is 50-10, and they're awesome.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City is 50-11, and they're awesome. The second seeds are Boston and LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
And by the way, both very good. 43-18 and 38-21.
Travis
Both
soul
very
played it. He was deep on this conspiracy theory earlier in the morning.
Wait, what's the conspiracy?
the greatest rivalry in NBA history are the Lakers and the Celtics. It's not just the greatest rivalry in NBA history, it's one of the great rivalries in American sports, full stop. Cleveland and Oklahoma City are podunk towns that do not rate in the grand scheme of things. Right. I'm not saying they're not wonderful places to live filled with wonderful American citizens. That's not my point. My point is from a television product aspect, I know they got great players. I know that, guys, the league is probably terrified that they're going to get an OKC Cleveland final because they're a lot better than the competition as far as the records go, right? You look at it. The Cleveland has won, what is this? 7 more games.
They've won 50
Boston.
games.
That OKC has won 12 more games than the Lakers. They are clearly separating themselves from the pack. Boston versus LA take, what would this be, the, 15th, 16th time they've met in the finals?
Yeah.
Or Evan Mobley against SGA. Not Derek, Spider.
I know you're talking about,
name.
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell against SGA. Cool.
Not the same.
Not sexy.
No, well, okay, but
Tatum against LeBron?
I don't need the human nature conspiracy theory. To your point, DeMarco, I think on the basketball, you can get there. This isn't the why you play the games element to me. And that's what LeBron James brings. That's quite frankly what Steph Curry brings.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't realize. You get into a situation and Steph hits 12 threes on you,
you're
bro,
done.
that might change the series. Never mind the game.
Yeah, you're done.
And that's what that's why having LeBron around playing at this level and not just being third or fourth guy only from a leadership standpoint, you don't want to get banged on by LeBron in game 1 of a series and have to hear about it for the rest of the daggone games.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're watching yourself on TV, you're hearing about it on the film from your coaches, and you're thinking, what just happened to me?
Yeah.
And we still got to contend with Luka, and maybe AR is going off as well. Like, they are a team built for the playoffs. I said this for years, Travis. If you have to face them night after night after night, it's a very different thing than coming in town once.
Hey,
and that's what the experience
They
of
came together so fast.
You see how they dismantled Denver?
Yes.
It sure did.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Can the Lakers go 4-3 against anybody over 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing.
That's it. They don't have to win 4.
No.
They have to go 4-3 over a 13-day window.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Not
Could be
a
very
huge
real.
ask.
You
Not
could
a
be
huge
up
ask.
in crypto wearing your Luka jersey.
How would you sum that up if the Lakers do pull off a miracle and win the championship?
The most unlikely championship in NBA history recently. To go from where they started this season, which is hey, do they need to get off of LeBron? Hey, do they just need to nuke this thing and start over? What are they doing to hoisting a banner?
That's
I'll
what
say
I
it
see.
this
Not
way.
to go
I'll
too
say
far.
it this way.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You will never, ever, ever, if they do that, be able to call LeBron not a real Laker.
After
That's what
that,
I'll say.
if he
If
wins
that
another
happens,
one, okay.
There's
That's fair.
no world in which you can then continue to put him on that not a real Laker platform.
You know what's weird?
Which is already goofy as it is.
I agree
but
with what you're saying. That real Laker, true Laker, that nebulous thing.
Gafote stuff.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I think we all kind of know it when you see it. You all kind of feel, and it feels like Luka, the second he stepped on the court, you're like, Laker. It's
I'll
weird.
go ahead and hedge that.
It's weird. Now, look, if he
Yeah.
puts on 30 pounds and
Yeah.
tears up his knees, then we'll change our tune. But
That's a good investment.
This was met with as open of arms as I've ever seen from the moment it was done.
That's fair.
From the moment it was done. With LeBron, it was like, okay, cool. But there was an element of mercenary to LeBron when he decided to come here because
of course.
because it kind of was. It's just now he's been here long enough that's faded. But Luka got sent here. And it wasn't that
Going
he
back to
bounced
that,
around a
yeah.
little bit. He hasn't won
You think it
anywhere
was
else.
orchestrated?
By whom?
To get the Lakers and the Celtics in the final. I thought
No, I
that's
don't
where you were
think it's-
going.
No.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
thought that's
saying
where you were
they're
headed.
both really
Oh.
good, and when you get into series, a moment or two, I'm not going to say a call or two, I'm going to say a moment or two that could go either way. Literally, you watch these things, the three of us look at it, we get three different opinions.
It's human nature,
right?
Travis.
Yeah.
And those things tend to favor heavyweights
Yes,
as opposed to
big time.
the guy with the belt gets that.
Benefit of the doubt goes to the hot girl kind of
Yes.
thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You
And
know?
the guy with particles in his hair.
Hair dust.
There you go.
By the way, swipe a can and bring one over here
There you
for
go.
me. I need some little salt and pepper situation. ESPLA and the Lakers and BBGO are teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time. Enter by telling us your favorite Lakers memory and posting it to social media. Here's what you must do. You must follow ESPN Los Angeles. You must hashtag it Lakers Gafoat. That's Lakers GFOAT. And you need to hashtag it promotion. All these directions are on LakersGafoat.com. That's LakersGFOAT.com. So that number 2 seed that we're talking about, DeMarco, how important is it to getting to where they want to go? That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. The law office of Joseph S. Normand. If you are hurt, if you are injured in an accident, if you're really injured anywhere, why not make sure that you know your rights? Why not make sure that you know the insurance company isn't taking advantage of you?
Don't you love people that just all they care about is you, especially in situations when you have an accident? That is Joe and his team. They really care about you, and they are bulldogs for you. They will go to the mat for you. Accidents can be devastating. The recovery process is very, very difficult. Don't face it alone. And remember this, no insurance company is ever on your side. Anything you say to any insurance company can and will be used against you throughout the process.
213-747-2000. 213-747-2000 and NormandLegal.com. And when you call the law office of Joseph S. Normand, what do you want to tell them?
Make sure to tell them Travis and DeMarco sent ya.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, commissions, open houses, or costly repairs. They'll give you a fair cash offer with no surprises. One seller said, and I quote, "Seller's Advantage was faster, easier, and more rewarding than listing my house. The offer matched my expectations, and the process was stress-free." Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Yeah, I need to change my oil. I want to get a full synthetic oil.
How about Pennzoil Platinum? It's the only oil made from natural gas.
Sounds great. How much for an oil filter?
Oh, that's free.
What?
The filter is free with the oil.
Free? Really?
Really, free. It's just part of our A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The Lakers are on fire. Back-to-back wins over the Clippers. And the winning streak keeps on rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tonight?
They're 6th in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
How was your car service today?
Awesome.
I like to talk about all your fancy
yeah.
TV stuff, makeup, food, car service.
It was cool. So yesterday I was
you
like,
have your ring on today?
I do. Yeah. I had to because that D tackle segment was hard.
It doesn't fit anymore, does it?
It spins a little bit. That's okay. I got to hold it. But I told him it's hard for me to judge DTs because I saw Aaron.
Yeah.
So I'm spoiled now. So that was part of it. So I thought I'd wear the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like driving a Ferrari and saying what are the best mid-size economy cars.
I know, but once you've seen it, everything kind of pales.
For sure.
Yeah.
How do you choose which ring to wear? Don't you have multiple? Because you have the one with the Rams,
I
and
do.
you have your college, and do you have one for CIF too?
I feel more comfortable wearing this one because I was actually out there competing for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one you want as a player.
This is, yes. This is
Did you get one for college too?
I did.
Yeah.
I wear that one all the time.
Okay.
I have no problem wearing that around anybody. Like, I will show that off and like UW.
This is a national championship ring or a
The
Rose
national
Bowl
championship.
ring?
Yeah.
Are they two separate things or the same thing?
Rose Bowl ring and a national championship ring. That ring, the national championship ring, I'll wear anywhere and show it off to your face.
What color's the stone?
It's red.
Red?
Red.
How come red?
Because our rings were purple. The Rose Bowl rings were purple.
Got it.
The purple gems. So they separated them. But this one, when I when I see Dan Marino, Warren Moon, I put this one in my pocket.
Okay, but I've heard you say that before, and I respect you for being polite, deferential. Which I understand it. You didn't get it for being the water boy, DeMarco.
I know.
You earned it.
But it's Marino. It's Moon, and I've seen guys like him that hadn't won, and they look at it and they get.
I hear you, but you didn't break into his house and take his.
It's not
you
that.
earned yours.
Tell
him the story about when Thurman Thomas knocked the wind out of you, and now you feel like
just
you earned
me
it
being
again.
respectful. Yeah, that's all. But and the LA ring every now and then. Yeah.
Why not?
It's big.
Double.
Did you get your coffee?
It's like wearing a golf ball on your hand.
It is.
Did you get your coffee this morning too?
I did not get coffee.
Oh no!
Why?
They didn't bring your coffee this morning, like to you, like you
I didn't ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was waiting for Greg's coffee. Is Greg back yet?
Not yet.
Is the coffee made in there?
I'm not going in.
You're
there
not
for a
going in there.
while.
Okay, yeah.
Are you? You want to touch that coffee pot right now?
Nope.
Yeah, look, I may never go in there
He
again.
didn't lick the coffee pot.
He touched it.
It's in there.
And until he comes back,
days away.
Emily, until he comes back and says, if he says, I'm good to go, I'm going to give it another week.
Okay.
I'm going to let that coffee pot get washed multiple times, and then maybe I'll consider going
Said
back.
by the man who was barefoot in the airport.
I was on vacation. All the rules are off at that point.
You weren't barefoot. You had flip-flops.
I had my
At one point, he had to be barefoot to take them off to go
put my
through
feet
the
on those
security.
yellow shoe prints. That was
kind of
not
nasty.
It was fine. I was fine. All right, Lakers are number 2. They're percentage points ahead of the Denver Nuggets. Number 2 means in the Western Conference that you have to beat either Denver or OKC. You don't have to beat Denver and OKC.
Okay, one or the other.
You get one or the other instead of more than likely having to beat them both if you fall into that other half of the draw.
Yeah.
If you're the 2, you go to the other side. You only need to beat one of them theoretically. That's important. I think that's really important because when you look at the Western Conference playoffs team, those are the teams that going into a series, I think the Lakers would either be on equal footing or they'd be the underdog, in particular against OKC. Theoretically.
Yeah.
What's more important, to fight like hell to stay in that number 2 spot? Because then Denver there, and by the way, they're only, I think, 2 games ahead of the 5th seed. So 2 through 5 are bunched together really tightly. So there's going to be a lot of movement on there. To fight like crazy to stay in there, or to allow LeBron James to have as much fuel in his tank as possible come playoff time. Because LeBron is playing at a incredibly high level on both ends of the court. He's playing well offensively, he's playing well defensively, but he's playing a lot and he's playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to deplete that fuel tank to whatever degree it might, or would you rather have him as close to full on that tank as possible, even if it means you're playing out of the 3 or the 4 or the 5?
I think I would keep my foot on the gas and go for the 2 seed.
I think so too.
Yeah, because that means JJ is coaching. That means you're keeping the guys motivated. I wouldn't play the chess game of trying to game seeding yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. But
Yeah.
if you take your foot off the gas, does have a tactical advantage in that LeBron's just slightly fresher.
Like, let him rest a little bit.
Just be strategic in his
And you still might
minutes.
not lose those because you still have Luka.
And that's why I think you go for it right there.
Yeah.
That's why you go for it is, let's say that LeBron is at his A- level as opposed to his A+ level going into the postseason because you've burned some tread off the tire, gas out of the tank, however you want to say it. I got that dude. I got Luka.
Luka, yeah.
I got Luka. Like whatever small little bit you may take off of LeBron.
You may not have to tell him, I got this.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I see I got this. Well, whatever happened with LeBron in Miami way back when he looked like he was 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? When he couldn't even move.
Oh, you're talking about when they lost to the Heat earlier
When we
this year.
thought
Yeah.
he was done. Whatever happened, I don't know. Dude has done something. He's a completely different guy. He really is. Completely different guy. And like you said, LeBron is playing at an elite level.
He's playing like a first-team All-NBA guy.
Or he's playing like LeBron.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's playing like LeBron James.
And young LeBron. Like
young LeBron.
15 years ago LeBron.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how to quantify, how to explain him. This is a phenomenon. But I do, to finish where I was going, like if the Lakers do, I'm surprised that we're talking about Lakers and championship. If they do win the championship, if you had to, you don't have to, but if you did, and you had to give credit, like whose ledger does this go on? Is this Luka's first, or is this LeBron's next?
Right, fifth. Yeah.
Responsibility, who gets the credit for it, if that makes any sense.
It's 51-49.
Okay.
And it's Luka's 51.
Luka's the 51.
Because this team was not winning the title without Luka
This
Dončić.
is his first, 10 years from now, this will be like, remember the one you won with LeBron?
Yep.
And then it'll be, this is the one I won with this team.
This will be, it is just a hair's breadth towards Luka, because just think about what we were talking about before Luka came here. We weren't talking about this.
No.
Now, LeBron is clearly vitally important if they're going to go do what we're talking about.
Yeah.
LeBron has to be extraordinary, and he will get a ton of credit. But Luka has energized this team in a way that simply didn't exist prior to the trade. That's why, even if Luka, let's say their performances are dead even.
Right.
Dead even. Luka gets it because of what we're talking. Just that energy that has brought the enthusiasm, the bounce that is. And by the way, it's not just the players; it's the fans, it's the city. There's an energy around this team that wasn't there 2 months ago.
You know what it is. It's all Luka driven, but it's LeBron appreciated, if that makes any sense. But it's Luka driven, definitely. But I wonder if they're both feeling it that day in a final or a playoff scenario. I'm not sure if LeBron could outplay Luka.
If they are both at their absolute best
I'm thinking
right now,
MVPs. Like if they're both filling it up for an MVP, I'm not sure if he could outduel him.
I think it's
if they're both locked in.
I think it's Luka by a whisker, just a whisker.
Right.
And by the way, he's 15 years younger than the other guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I think it's just by a hair. Now,
you may give it to LeBron on a track down block or something, because Luka ain't doing that.
If the question is they're both balling out in the finals
Filling
and they win,
putting on a show,
who gets the MVP?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. That might go to the old guy.
That's on the way out.
That might, okay, hold on.
Well, yeah.
It might not. This could be the beginning of a beautiful relationship, as they say.
If he wins with Luka and wins the MVP, come on, dude. It's not going to get any better than that.
Probably not, but I don't think.
What a capper, yeah.
Okay, so let's say they punch their ticket this year, right? Who's the favorite to win it next year?
Them.
Why leave? Because what is the one thing, and I shouldn't say the one thing, but what is the thing that everybody talks when the Jordan stupid LeBron thing, and by the way, I find that conversation deadly
old.
boring.
It's tired.
But what is the trump card for the Jordan people?
He's got 6 championships.
He's got 6 championships.
Oh, I see. I can ride Luka for the last 3 and top Jordan.
Let me ask you this, and he's not just riding him. He's an equal partner in it.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what I mean.
I do.
Yeah.
What's better? 6-0 or 6-4, 6-5,
or 7
or 7-5.
7 is more than 6.
Going to the finals 12 times.
Okay,
that's
let me caution
bonkers.
Jordan fans: if he gets 7, if he eclipses Michael Jordan, I don't want to hear anything about 6-0. Like Jordan never lost a finals.
Of course,
he's got 7. He's got 6. That's it.
Losing earlier in the playoffs shouldn't count in your column.
No.
Getting knocked out in the first and second round or the third round is not better than losing in the finals.
Speaking to Jordan fans, if that happens, if what you said comes true and Luka takes off and he and LeBron ride off to multiple championships and Jordan is eclipsed by LeBron, that ends the debate.
Factor Cap is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Lakers, of course, play tonight. They've got the Pels coming into town. One of the last games that you look at that the Lakers have a chance, but then they play some good ones after that. So why not make it even better and play a little Prize Picks along the way? Because with Prize Picks, all you do is you pick more or you pick less. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for tonight's game. LeBron, 26.5 points against the Pels, more or less. Luka Dončić, 28.5 points, more or less. That is Prize Picks. You look at the numbers and you decide which way you want to go with it. Right? Kelly Olynyk tonight, 9.5 points for the Pelicans. Trey Murphy, 19.5 points. That's it. You can win up to 1,000 times your money with Prize Picks. You just pick 2 or more players on their projections. You get it right. You win big. You do what you're doing. You're watching basketball anyway. Why not have some fun and win some money with Prize Picks? When you sign up, make sure you use the code 710. When you put the Prize Picks app on your phone and you're signing up, you use the code 710. They're going to give you $50 after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win that $5 lineup to get the $50. It is guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Job in no time. Just visit us at the Pro Desk. Lowe's knows pros. We help. You save.
Old Spice Swagger Body Wash will make you the MVP of freshness and confidence. With its irresistible scent, it will transform your shower experience, leaving you feeling fresh on and off the field. Pair it with Old Spice Swagger Deodorant, the #1 aluminum-free brand that keeps you feeling like a Super Bowl champion 24/7 when used daily. But don't wait. This dynamic duo is available at Costco for a limited time only. Old Spice, official deodorant partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59, where freshness meets football greatness.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Factor Cap.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Aloha. Aloha.
Is that how you start off all Good Morning Football as well? You start out going aloha.
No, we're not doing that.
Hody hody.
No, hody hody. Yes.
Buongiorno.
Yoboseo.
On Friday, again, I know I mentioned this yesterday, but I went to the Largo, and I was waiting for my friends I was seeing the show with to arrive, and so I was in the courtyard. I had a drink. I was just, on my phone, but also just kind of like taking in the scenery. And so I'm waiting, and I see who I think to be my friend who played kickball with me a couple seasons ago. She hasn't returned to the team, not for bad reasons, just like had other things to do. So I'm like, I think I know her. And then, who's that? Turns out, it happens to be a musician that I saw in concert last year. Like, I, paid my good money to go see. I'm a fan of their work. They're a little more of an indie artist. I wouldn't say that they're quote-unquote famous, but they're an indie artist. They've been on a couple shows. Their music's gone well, I think, at least. And I was like, And I was like, I'll let this pass me by. Maybe it's not them, whatever. So then I'm sitting on the aisle at the Largo, and everyone's filing into their seats, and my friend Cher is passing by, and I go, I'll just do it. I'll go, hey, Cher, and then I talk to Cher, and the person that's with them is their girlfriend.
They're a couple.
Yes, they're a couple.
Okay.
And I'm just like, and then Cher goes to go, hey, this is this musician's name, and I go, oh, hi, nice to meet you, and I shake their hand, and they go on their merry way. I was
no acknowledgement.
Why was I so weird? Why didn't I just say, I know you. I saw you in concert last year. I loved your performance. It was really awesome. I feel like that person would probably appreciate that. But I just was like, I just froze. And I was like, hi, nice to meet you. And then they carried on, didn't say anything else to them the rest of the way. And I was just like, why was I so weird?
Why were you?
I don't know. I blanked out.
Wouldn't the move be, I know who you are. My name's Emily, and by the way, I saw you in concert wherever you saw it. I thought you were great.
I wasn't.
Yes, I'm sure that's what she meant to say.
My mind went blank. I wasn't trying to big time or act like whatever. I just anyway.
Hey, you don't say I know you. You say you know me.
Yeah. Don't you know who I am?
No one would know who I am. Who cares? But if you meet a famous person, you always acknowledge their fame. Travis Fettercap.
Cap. Only if I'm a fan of said person.
You okay?
Right? Yeah. Like, for instance, if I met somebody that I'm trying to think of a good example here.
You met Chapel Roan, who is the artist that I've talked about, but your name pops up. Hot to go.
Nice to meet you. I have no reference point for that person other than I know that they're a known person. I wouldn't say, oh, you're Chapel Roan?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say,
work.
You're Chapel Roan. I know that you are a human that exists in the world that other people are impressed by. It doesn't mean anything to me. If I saw Dave Grohl, I would be like, oh, hey, man, I think you're great. Foo Fighters are great. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Okay. DeMarco, when you see a famous person, you acknowledge their fame.
Yes. You mean acknowledge, like, you're super famous, I like you?
Yeah, say either, hey, I know you from this, or hey, I like your stuff.
God,
you always, instead of just saying, hi, nice to meet you, Dave.
David Proval, who played Richie Aprile in The Sopranos.
Oh, yeah.
I see him at The Good Stuff in Redondo. So, hey, nice to meet you. I love your work.
Yeah.
There was the other guy, Cliff Curtis, the actor.
What if I'm trying to think of a good example.
Yeah.
What if Jorge said to you, hey, that's Carlos Vela?
Like, let's go say hi.
Okay, do you know who that is?
Yes,
you do?
Soccer player.
Okay, I'm trying to think of somebody you don't know who they are. Like somebody that they're a famous person, but they're not famous to you.
Chucky Lozano.
Singer?
No, soccer
player. Let me give you another scenario.
Yeah. Do you care if okay, cool, that's cool, but I don't know who that
there was
person
an
is.
awkward moment in London. So they were parading around some soccer players to go meet the pro football players. So there was some guy trying to get into the locker room, and they asked me, like, can you help us get in? I'm like, well, who is he?
Yeah.
And she looked at me like, you don't know who this is?
Right.
No, I don't know who this is. And the guy was like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted to leave. I had no idea. It's not my sport. Yeah.
Here's a scenario. So last year on the award circuit, oftentimes with awards shows, they'll have seat fillers. So someone needs to go to the bathroom, someone's just won, and they're getting their post-win presser, and there's a seat open. Someone sat down in a seat filler spot next to Cillian Murphy. And she didn't introduce, hey, you're Cillian Murphy. She said, hi, what's your name? Oh. And he proceeded to talk to her like he was overjoyed that someone didn't know who he was, and he was happy to have
That's
that
cool,
happen.
Though. When do you get to
have a normal
introduce yourself?
conversation?
Right.
When you're a celebrity. Yeah.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
I stopped. I know they've heard it.
Yeah.
Have you heard Key's story about something similar that happened to him?
No.
So Key, I believe, was at Cannes. Okay, he was in France, and he was over there enjoying himself, having a good time. He was at a very fancy party, and he was I don't know if they were hanging out, but they were speaking with one another.
Okay.
With Brad Pitt. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So they're talking, and
Please don't tell me he didn't know who Brad Pitt was.
He knew who Brad Pitt was. So
yeah.
This third person comes over and says, "Oh, Key, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine." And this guy's says hello, and Key, and this, that, and the other, and Key's saying, and so Key says,
and he's introduced by his government name,
right? And Key says to him, "So what do you do?" And the guy gets this huge smile on his face, like, "Well, actually, I play music for a living." And he's like, "Oh, okay, great. Nice to meet you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck with that."
Good luck with that.
It was Bono.
Okay, would you expect Key to know who Bono
No, but that's the whole point of it.
That's the scenario.
The whole point of it is,
yeah.
I don't know who you are. Like, you're not.
How do you not know who Bono is?
I don't know. That's a very good question. But
Yeah.
Bono's like, this probably hasn't happened to him in a million years, and somebody literally has no idea who I am.
I don't care what genre of music you like. You had to know Bono.
You would think.
At some point, you're going to know and see that band,
You would
U2,
think.
somewhere.
I love that story.
My froze moment, I met Janet Jackson, and the only thing that came out of my mouth is, I play football. That's it. That's all. I froze, locked, I get you. It happens sometimes. I play football. That's
Jorge, when you meet a famous person, you acknowledge their fame.
Yeah, when I met Fred Roach.
Freddie Roach,
the boxing
trainer.
Trainer, yeah.
He was having lunch, and I waited. He's leaving. He's paying, and he's walking out, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the restroom. Restroom was by the door. So I'm like, hey, Freddie, big fan of you, big fan of yours, man. Like, you put up good fights. You're a really good trainer. He's like, oh, thanks. There's more to come. That's what he told me.
Oh, nice.
And then my starstruck moment is when I met David Beckham, and he introduced himself.
Oh,
like,
that's
hey,
so
I'm
cool.
David. He shook my hand.
He introduced himself to you. Hi, I'm David Beckham.
Because he's recording, he's in front of me, and this little girl signing, he's signing autographs for this little girl. And then I put my phone down, and I'm just, looking at him. I'm like, hey, man, that was awesome. Like, what you did for that little girl was really good. Like, that was great.
Nice.
And he winks at me, and he's like, hey, I'm David. And I'm like, bro, like, I know who you are.
Thank
man.
you.
Like,
be David Beckham.
Yeah.
Say, I'm David Beckham.
I'm David Beckham.
No blank.
That's a great answer, by the way.
I got one more for you guys. It is National Pancake Day.
Cold water, Jorge.
Cold water makes them fluffier.
Tried it. You're a genius.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
He knows what he's talking
Denny's,
about.
baby. Denny's teaches you things.
Exactly.
So there's these punishments for fantasy football leagues where you have to eat the amount of pancakes, 24 pancakes. For each pancake you eat, you get hours taken off, etc., or some sort of version of that. And I love seeing these videos because guys just overestimate the amount of pancakes that they can eat. Like, you think, okay, 2 pancakes is nothing. Then you eat the 2 pancakes, like, oh my God, I'm so full. So you always overestimate the amount of pancakes that you can eat. DeMarco, Factor Cap.
Cap. I can put them away, man. Oh my God, Cap.
How many could you eat? Assume they're the regular size pancakes like this. Not like the big plate size
like
ones.
The Denny's IHOP pancakes, I could be there all day. With the strawberry syrup.
You could eat a dozen?
At least. I could be there all
It's like eating a loaf of bread.
So good, though. So good. All
they are
day.
good.
Yes.
Trev?
What's the question again?
You always overestimate the amount of pancakes you can eat.
Cap, because I learned the hard way. I know the proper estimate of pancakes, and the answer is 2 or 3. 2, you probably want half of another one. 3, you are full and you do not want another bite.
Just 3 pancakes?
Yeah, I'm not talking little silver dollar.
Just
that's enough.
3 pancakes?
Because I'm not just getting pancakes. I'm getting the eggs. I'm getting the bacon. I'm getting the potatoes. I'm having the coffee.
I thought you meant just pancakes. Like,
no, I'm talking breakfast.
I'm up to 6 or 9 before I'm even starting to feel it.
No.
Let's go.
I do not have that. I need a little protein in there as well.
So I worked at Denny's, as you mentioned, and we have that unlimited pancake breakfast or whatever.
Yeah.
So they start you with 3. Everybody will be like, keep it coming. I'll let you know when to stop. Okay, after that, you get 2. By the first,
So that's 5.
That's 5. After that, people were just pushing, but 5 is the limit. Like, at least for me, 5 is
if you're
my
having
limit. I
other
already know
breakfasts like the hash browns and the sauce, I get that. But just straight up pancakes,
I still think
let's
5
go.
is the outer limits for
Really?
me. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a lot. Could you eat 5 slices of bread?
Yes.
You could.
Oh my God,
Okay.
yes. Jorge. I would have been that guy.
With peanut butter.
That served. Hey, Jorge, can you bring 2 more?
Why did I only get 2?
Right.
Where's my third one?
You order your 2, and I'll order 2. I'll get 4. We'll be happy. There you go.
Factor Cap is brought to you by the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You've got a lot of choices in your legal team, but family always comes first with Joe. 213-747-2000. 213-747-2000. That, of course, is the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You can go online at normandlegal.com. One more time, 213-747-2000. Dodgers played a split squad over the weekend. I'm convinced both of those teams could win the NL West. We're going to figure out who has the better team coming up next. It's Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason in Ireland. Today I won after Travis and DeMarco.
That's not my jam. I'm not a glazer.
Yeah, right. You are the king of glazers
that
around here.
That is so untrue.
It goes Sedano, Cappy, and Mason
glaze?
all 1, 2, 3.
Who do I glaze?
Every person that walked. You glazed Mario when he sat there.
You're
a little guilty.
Wait a minute, I'm nice to Mario. I played his song. What am I supposed to do?
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason in Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
You never expect a massive trade between superstar players or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
There's only one team you can call on to play defense for you, the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call this number, 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. Let Joseph and his team score the winning shot for you.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Michelle Smallman here. Do you want to be at the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft. Experience the thrill of the draft firsthand and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't wait. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
$14 days away. 2 weeks from today.
Wow.
2 weeks from today, the Dodgers will open in Japan. Yamamoto will be on the hill for the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani presumably will be in the lineup. Sasaki probably warming
How is it
for the
different
next
for
day.
you, setting sail as defending champ?
It's pretty great because the boogeyman took a bullet last year.
Okay, yeah.
So it's more, you get to enjoy, because last year it was, I know they're going to win a bunch of games. Can we just get to October to see what happens next? Now you can enjoy the run.
Are you Gorgeous George? You ever seen Gorgeous George the wrestler?
I know the name. I don't really know what it means.
When you come down the aisle like you peons aren't good enough to come. Don't touch me.
No, I am more of a let's go do this thing, man.
Mike
Let's
Tyson?
have a great time. Yeah, for sure. All right, so here's what I want to do, and let me give you the kind of the background of this. On Sunday, the Dodgers played a split squad spring training schedule. They played two teams. One played the White Sox, one played the A's. They won both games, and they actually kind of dispersed the players kind of evenly in both places. And I was looking at them like both of these teams could win the NL West. So, DeMarco, you're a manager of one team. I'm a manager of another team. We're going to go through and we're going to draft this. We'll put it on social, and you can tell us which of these two teams is better. But we're using the 40-man roster, so we have enough guys to build our teams. Emily, who gets the first pick in this draft?
All right, who wins heads, who wins tails?
I'll take heads.
Okay. And the winner is Tails. So Travis goes first.
Tails never fails, DeMarco. You probably should have thought of that before you made the call. To the surprise of nobody, I will take Shohei Ohtani with my first pitch, which gives me I got a designated hitter, and one of my starting pitchers are in place.
What a pick.
Yes.
What a pick.
I'll take it.
My God. Okay, that just speaks to how important and incredible
yes,
he is.
Indeed.
Of course, then I'll take Mookie.
Where
Mookie
are you going to
Betts.
put Mookie in your lineup, like as position-wise? You can put him in short?
I'm going to put Mookie in right field.
You can put Mookie in right field?
I'm going to put Mookie in right field.
Okay, because that matters, I think, is important. I'm up next. I'm going to take Blake Snell with my second pick.
Okay, nice.
Okay, I'm going to fill out my. By the way, in this game we get 2 starting pitchers.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Blake Snell as my second pick and my second starting pitcher.
Okay, then I'll see you and I raise you a Yamamoto.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going best player on board, but it also fills out my
Yamamoto
pitcher.
is a good selection.
Yes.
I'll take the surefire Hall of Famer. I'll go Freddie Freeman at first base.
Can't argue with that. I don't know why I would. Then give me Will Smith. I'll take Will Smith, the catcher.
No!
Sorry.
You
took Freddie.
That is a really good pick because the drop-off between their first guy and their second guy is significant
I heard
here.
Will Smith in Hall of Fame. Will Smith Hall of Fame.
He's on track. He needs to keep going, but he's on track.
One of his teammates said that.
It's not a ridiculous proposition. I'm going to take Blake Trinan with my next pick.
Dang you. Why would you do that?
Because pitching matters, DeMarco. Pitching is what wins. The reason the Dodgers won the World Series, A, the Yankees did what they did, and B, the Dodgers were absolutely lights out on the mound.
Oh, my God. Okay, give me... This is the 40-man, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to... You know what? I like this. I don't really care about the bat. Give me Kim at short.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want, I think it's Haesung Kim.
Haesung Kim.
Short.
Give me Kim at shortstop.
Kim. Okay. I want Max Muncy at third.
Okay, that was my next move, but go ahead.
Yeah, I take Muncy. I got it. I got some guys. Look, I got Freeman, Muncy, and Ohtani at the top of my order. I'm pretty pleased with that.
This is not easy. Okay, give me Teoscar.
Nice. Where are you putting him?
Left.
Left field for Teoscar Hernandez. All right. I'm going to take Tommy Edman.
God dang it, Travis!
And I'm going to
could have taken him over Haesung Kim.
Yeah,
I need the glove. Okay?
I'm going to put Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
At shortstop.
Tommy Edman at shortstop.
Yep, Tommy Edman, who played a ton of shortstop throughout the postseason last year, won the NLCS MVP, playing mostly short. Or NLCS MVP, playing mostly short. I'll take Edman.
Give me, as long as he stays healthy, Tyler Glasnow. I'll take him.
Not bad at all.
There's my pitching staff right there. I need 2 relievers, right?
Yamamoto and Glasnow. You still have two. You need 2 relief pitchers, a designated hitter, a center fielder, and first, second, and third base.
DH. Okay.
My holes are left field. I have my entire outfield open, catcher, second base, and I need one more
this is where I would ask you. I'm stuck now.
There's a lot of guys out there.
I know, but position-wise.
You could also put some starting pitchers in your relief pitching if you want.
Yep. Well, yeah, you can.
We can pick anybody we want,
sure.
Right? Okay.
But keep in mind, they've never done that role, so that may not work out super
maybe
great.
They have.
I'm going to take Kike and put him at second. I need some clutch playoff performances. I'm going to take Kike as my second baseman.
Okay, this is purely nostalgia. And
by the way, we haven't picked a bad player yet.
No.
And we've filled out basically 2 full teams.
Well, this might be the first left we take, and this is pure nostalgia. And she said you may pick a starter that could be a reliever, and he has done it before in key situations. Hadn't gone that well.
Clayton.
Did it. Clayton Kershaw as my reliever.
That may be
That's
the thing.
not who I thought about, but
go with Edgardo.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I got to fill out my entire outfield, and I got to get a catcher.
Catcher can go last because it's the only.
I think so.
This is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the guy that they went out and acquired this season. I'm going to take Michael Conforto and put him in left field.
I need a DH.
You do.
I'm leaning on you. What are my choices for DH?
Well, you could take one of those outfielders and throw him out there. You could take a guy like, there's some other options there.
I just never thought about a DH outside of Ohtani. One of the outfielders? Let me see. Okay. Who do you have in your outfield?
I have only Conforto at this point.
You have Tommy Edman too. You put him.
I put Edman at short. But I may slide him to a different spot later, depending on how this goes.
What do I have in the outfield?
You have center field left.
Give me Outman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I'm betting on the bounce back.
Outman was going to be on my team if you didn't take him.
Okay, give me the bounce back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need a center fielder as well. I'm going to take Andy Pages in that spot.
Good spot. Okay. That's a pretty good team. What do I need now? I have a short. I don't have a first baseman.
Second, third, and
I do have first?
You do not have a first baseman.
Okay.
Yeah, you need first, second, third, DH, and a relief pitcher.
Who's played first that I could get? Oh gosh, I can't pick Rojas, can I?
You can,
but I can't put him at first.
He did.
He played first the other day. Now
did he?
He dropped one, but he was there.
Okay, give me Rojas.
Okay,
yeah.
Miggy Rowe at first base.
Miggy Rowe at first base.
Miguel Rojas at first base.
He's 6 feet, not bad. Okay.
I'm going to take my next relief pitcher at this point. I'm going to take Tanner Scott, who was the number one relief pitcher on the market this offseason that the Dodgers went out and got. And he's the only guy in the world that can get out Ohtani, and you don't get him to get out my version of Ohtani.
Nice. I think I like this guy because Bergman hates him, I think I'm not sure if he hates him. He's never had a good thing to say about him. Vezia?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take Alex Vezia.
All right. You got Vezia in your outfield. I'm going to take right field. I got to take one more outfielder here in this thing.
Wait, Vezia in outfield?
No. DeMarco
okay.
Vezia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that'd be a choice.
This is going to be the weak link in my team, but I can live with it. I'm going to take Chris Taylor as my right fielder.
Crush Taylor. Okay. What am I left with?
Second, third, and a DH.
Can he reassign somebody from his pick to be his DH? Okay.
Sure.
So you could pick somebody you've already picked and put them at DH.
You can shuffle if you'd like.
Yeah.
Already took Muncy?
Edmund's gone, right?
Edmund's gone.
What do you know about Enrique Hernandez?
That's Kike.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Did you just pick him?
I did Kike.
You just did. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're all gone now.
Well,
you have Hernandez, you have Edmund.
I have Chris
Kim
Taylor
and Chris Taylor.
Yeah, you need some. You're going to have to put some guys in weird spots.
I'm hosed here.
Who took Muncy? Nobody took Muncy?
I took Muncy.
He took Muncy. Miggy Rowe's already on my squad. I'm hosed here.
Let's see. You might need to take a minor leaguer.
I think I might have to.
Yeah.
God, I think I just lost. Let me see. There's no one left.
So we're going to go minor leaguer A.
You got Pajes too, right?
I got Pajes too.
Oh, you stink. And you have Conforto.
And we know who's going to be your catcher.
Yeah.
Well, jump in. Somebody help me here.
I'm trying. I'm looking up
stuck.
Dodger prospects.
There's no one left to pick.
Here's somebody that has played second base in the major leagues. It would kind of put me in a pickle a little bit.
Which one?
Austin Barnes. Austin Barnes has played second. Austin Barnes could be
Okay, then I'll take Austin Barnes. Okay. There you go. What do you get me off?
I got
Wait
you
a
off.
minute. I don't have him on my 40.
Do you want him at second base or do you want him at third base?
You want him at second base because he's played second base before. He would have.
Oh, there he is.
Survive.
Austin Barnes. Yeah, I got him at catcher here.
Yeah, he plays second base too.
Okay,
he has
there you go.
In the
okay,
past.
Austin Barnes.
And now that leaves me with a catcher that I don't love that I have to take, but I'll take him anyway. Hunter Fiducia. He's their guy that's coming up next.
That sounds like a responsibility.
Fiducia.
Fiducia.
Fedducia.
Fiducia responsibility.
So because I have Ohtani occupying 2 spots, you get the final 2 picks. You need a third baseman and a designated hitter.
Oh, great. I'm stuck again.
Who do you want to put in your designated hitter spot? You can pick someone you already have.
But then I have to fill another spot. Don't I?
Doesn't Ohtani? Well, yeah, that's true.
I have to fill another spot if I do. And we picked everyone.
We picked most everybody. Let's see.
I've got no one left on my 40-man.
You might have to play a pitcher in the outfield and at designated hitter.
Then give me... Oh, geez. Do I have 2 relievers already? I do have 2 relievers.
You have Kershaw and Vezia.
You pick Kopech?
Kopech's free.
Okay, I'll take him. I'll find a spot for him.
You want him to hit or do you want him to play third?
Which one's better?
Probably at third.
Can he hit?
Throw?
Has he hit ever?
He's at a man. No,
he's not going to be my DH.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick him.
Kopech at third base.
This is the worst team ever. Okay, third base.
All right.
Yes.
You know what? But he's going to throw everybody out at first. He's got a strong arm.
Right.
With
the beard, though.
I'm trying to think who these guys might hit for you in your Blake.
Oh my gosh.
I bet Bandit could swing a bat. Michael Grove.
Yeah.
Landon Nag. Dustin May.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, put Dustin May out there.
That way, look, you could pitch.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, you need somebody.
Then just for fun, since we're in the fantasy land world now, give me Sasaki.
Okay, I love it. Look, you'll only bat 9 guys or 8 guys.
It'll look good on paper. It won't work, but it'll look good on paper.
Okay, so all right, there's our team. We can put those up there. This is what is so stupid about this. Okay, assuming that you're going to have Ohtani on both of these teams with DH, right? Both of these teams would win the NL West. Both of these teams would run away with the NL West.
Yes.
This is my
Even
team.
my poorly constructed team might do some
Look,
damage.
you may get demoted as general manager. You may have to be assistant to the general manager after
would
this.
sell it to.
But it's just absolutely
That's
nuts.
a lot of talent, man.
That's an insane amount. And by the way, here's who did not get picked, right? These are guys that did. Tony Gonsolin didn't get picked. Brusdar Gratterall did not get picked. Landon Knack didn't get picked. Dustin May, Bobby Miller, Evan Phillips, Emmett Sheehan, Kirby Yates. These are all guys that are going to pitch for this team this year, play important roles. None of them got selected.
That's a lot of talent on one squad.
Crazy.
A lot of talent. And it still opens you up in case there is someone that is hot someplace else that you can make another trade.
Yeah, but
oh my God.
The optionality, and let's talk about that. The optionality of what this means for them throughout the course of the regular season. That's coming up in just a bit. But what's on tap today on 710? All thanks to Michelob Ultra. The Lakers are playing the Pels at Crypto.com Arena. Coverage begins at 5:30. Tip-off is at 7. You can hear that on your afternoon drive on 710, or you can check it out on crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Options rule the day for the Dodgers. That's next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, it's Mace. Did you know Goodwill Southern California is more than just amazing thrift finds? They're transforming lives with job training, career placement, and support services for veterans, youth, and individuals overcoming barriers to employment. Every donation and purchase fuels these life-changing programs. For more on how you can help, go to powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. That's powerofwork.goodwillsocal.org. Brought to you by GSC Verizon Skill Forward.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. 1 ticket, 2 matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
The official partner of Palm Tree Crew at the Waste Management Open is now bringing fans to the biggest rivalry in golf, the Ryder Cup. USA versus Europe. Fired up crowds, unmatched intensity. This isn't just golf, it's a battle for supremacy. With Absolute Sport, you'll get premium access, luxury accommodations, and the ultimate fan experience. Don't just watch history, be a part of it. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your dream trip a reality.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Can I ask you about aura?
A-U-R-A?
A-U-R.
Yeah.
What other way could it be?
I didn't. I thought you were about to
The
say
Aura ring, which is O-U-R-A.
H-O-R-A.
I thought you meant it was something dirty.
No.
For a minute. No, aura. Whatever they say.
Or
aura,
like
you know what I mean?
aura.
Aura.
I do now, yes.
Watching Bonds take BP, things change. I saw it with LeBron. The Lakers were playing they were acting like a normal basketball team would act until he walked out. The aura changed everything. Albert Pujols, watching him.
Yeah.
The aura is different. The aura of Ohtani. I have not seen that yet.
Okay.
How would you describe that?
I'll tell you a story. I don't know if this is answering your question or not, but I don't know how many Dodger games I went to last year, maybe a half a dozen. You know, so when he comes out of the dugout and walks to the on-deck circle, it felt like every set of eyes in the place turns and looks at him.
Wow.
Like every single set of eyes. And by the way, and it's not just that he's a good, because Mookie's a great player. Freddie Freeman's a great player. Clayton Kershaw's been on this team forever. These are all guys that are going to the Hall of Fame, right? But Ohtani's like, it's like seeing a unicorn. First of all, he's really big, which is strike. Because baseball players kind of come in all different shapes and sizes. He's a striking dude. He's like 6'5". He's got really wide shoulders. And he's like just the epitome of an athlete. Just moves like an athlete. He's handsome, which is just like he kind of like, whoa, okay.
He's pretty.
That guy looks like, even if you didn't know what he was, like that guy does something.
Rock star looks.
Yeah. And he's just cool, man.
Wow.
He's just got he has, and then once he gets into the batter's box, the way he moves, the way that he presents himself, and you know that you're a fraction of a second away from something really cool happening.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of baseball players that command your attention like that.
Do you guys get a charge out of that?
I do.
Because I think at one point every athlete feels that way, and it may be the whole world's looking at you. Could be for one play, could be for one moment, but you are that guy. But if you're not that guy, I want to be as close to that as possible. I don't know why. I just love that vibe, that aura.
It's pretty cool because. Look, I know my reputation around here when it comes to the Angels. Sorry, Parker. But it wasn't quite the same there. It was close because he was just that good. But it was more like, okay, we might see something cool.
Yeah.
But it's not really going to matter because the team stinks. And you could do a cool thing over there, and it's like, oh, that's a cool thing, and we're going to turn around and start watching the other thing. With him, the cool thing holds your attention because it's on a team that matters now.
I'm trying to trust because baseball is hard, and I think Luka won't break my heart. I think. Luka's got talent, and he's on his way to really taking over the thing.
He's furious inside.
Me too. I hope so. I hope he really grabs hold of that, and he won't break my heart and break down or fail. I hope Ohtani doesn't let me down.
I don't think he's going to.
Yeah.
First of all,
be as good as advertised. You already did it.
He already has.
I know.
Yeah.
Do it again. I guess that's not even fair to say.
Jorge, we were having the Galacticos.
The Galacticos. The Real Madrid era.
Do you know what that is? I didn't know what that is.
I thought it was a video game.
Okay, that's Galaxian.
Oh, my bad. Okay, yeah.
Not Battlestar.
Yeah. Tell. I didn't know this either.
So the Galacticos were Real Madrid's like top players. They had everybody from David Beckham, Zinedine Zidane. So basically, whoever they wanted to buy, they bought.
Okay.
This is in the early 2000s. Was maybe 6 years, a six or 7 year run. They won 7 major championships. So then my question to Travis was, do you think this can happen with Ohtani's 10-year run or a 9-year run, with Mookie's 8 years left, with Freddie's 4 years left or 3 years left?
Yep.
Can we get at least 4 more World Series out of this, like squad, or is that
starting with this one?
So I think that's it because the Galacticos won 7 major titles in 7 years.
But we're talking international championships, home championships.
So you can get more than one in a year.
Correct.
So they're a little bit different math, but same idea. Let's just say Ohtani's 10-year window, okay? We've already done one. They're 1 for 1. He's here 1 year. They won the World Series. Mookie has been here a little longer. Mookie's got 2. But just for the 10-year window that Ohtani is here.
This is 2 of that run.
This is year 2 of the Dodger Galacticos.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
How many World Series championships in the 10-year window that opened last year total is a success by any measure possible. There's no way you can say, it should have been better than
If this is baseball, 3-10.
Bingo.
Yes.
That's exactly the right number. That's exactly the right
3
number.
and 10 is
3
a
and
dynasty.
10 is you did what?
Yes.
If you get to 4, that's basically every other year.
Right.
Which is bonkers.
Yeah.
If you only get one more in the next 9, it's probably should have done a little bit better. Even if they won this year, right? And they go back to back. And then you go the next 8 and you don't. That's one of those. Yeah, that was cool. That was really good, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more.
Tell me if this is a dumb premise to a question. If they all stay healthy and they all play to the best of their ability, can they lose?
You mean on any given night? Or
the Dodgers, the way they're constructed, everybody we just drafted, they got 2 good teams in one. If everyone stays healthy, everyone plays to the best of their ability, and Dave Roberts doesn't get in the way of that.
Does his job.
Can they lose?
Like a World Series, you mean?
A World Series.
No.
That's what I thought. Okay.
No. But that's not how it
That's
almost
not how
never
it works.
goes like that.
It's a long season, but
if every team, all 30
I don't think you
teams,
can say that about many teams. If their roster stays healthy, plays to the best of their ability, are they good enough to win?
And
probably not.
Their offense is probably better than everybody else's, but the biggest differentiator is their pitching.
Yeah.
Because let's just use Garrett Cole as an example, or take your favorite pitcher, whoever you like the best. Could that guy beat Ohtani on any given day? Sure. Okay, next day, who you got?
Exactly.
And who do I got?
Right.
And the best version of Yamamoto against the best version of, let's say, Cole goes here and Max Fried goes here. Okay, it might be coming back my way again. And once we get into 3 and 4,
interesting.
I'm demolishing your guy.
So just one more thing to put a capper on it. If you got 2 and you need one more in 10 to make it a thing, like 3 out of 10. As long as that 10th or that 3rd doesn't come in year 10.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
You get a 7-year desert of titles with this group.
Right.
But see, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And this is why the Dodgers haven't broken baseball. Freddie Freeman is getting closer to the end than he is at the beginning. Mookie Betts is in his 30s. Ohtani is in his 30s. These guys won't all be great. They won't all stay healthy.
No.
And you're still going to owe these guys a lot of money. And this will start to change a little bit. Now, where they're really good at is they don't have a ton of dead money like when the Angels signed Albert Pujols, right? It was, okay, that deal might be bad today.
You're right.
And that deal will absolutely be bad in a few years.
Yes. And
They don't have any of those. The only one that could possibly be that is Ohtani's.
Whatever the flaw is, I can't see it. We can't see it. They're ahead of everyone.
It's not a flaw. It's a hope if you're one of the 29 other teams that just the baseball gods say, you don't get to do this. That's your hope. Your hope is that the universe goes,
where can the baseball gods afflict you? That
just
would
crazy injuries and
everywhere
and crazy underperformance. Where all of a sudden, and again, all of a sudden Mookie Betts shows up and it's like, what happened to that? Why is his bat so slow? Why can't Freddie move? Like, it's going to be just this. What the heck happened?
Everybody's just bad.
Everybody just got old instantly.
Right. I don't know. No.
I don't
maybe.
think so.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Not
but
this year, but in 2028,
maybe.
Sure,
maybe.
This stuff
by
comes
then,
around.
I think you've traded people.
Bingo.
Of course. And
they get to make a draft pick every year.
Yes.
They get to develop every year.
And guess who's here?
They get
Ohtani.
to go pick a Chris Taylor, a Max Muncy, a Blake Trinan. These are all guys that were available to whoever wanted them.
You know what? You're starting to look like Gorgeous George.
And they Blake Trinan was available. Dodgers said, we'll take him.
Yeah.
Max Muncy, we'll take him. And there was Tyler Anderson a couple years ago, we'll take him.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Kopech, our mutual friend, Jory Hirsch, White Sox fan,
Yeah.
right? When the Dodgers got Michael Kopech.
How did you know?
I texted Jory. I'm like, what do I need to know about this guy? And Jory's like, you can have him.
Right.
Well, guess who was pretty damn important to winning the World Series?
Michael Kopech.
Michael Kopech.
Yes.
And he was terrific.
That's funny.
Man bun and all. Join Mace and the ESPN LA Street team at COSM this Saturday for college hoops and giveaways. It's the University of Arizona. and Marquette's against Kansas. They tip off at 1:30 in the Dome, followed by Duke, Carolina. You can experience the wall-to-wall multi-view in the hall for the full college basketball experience. Purchase your tickets at Cosm.com, or you can win a pair of tickets this Thursday on a Cosm Ticket Thursday only on 710 ESPN. The Rams made a trade. That's coming up next. It's Trav, it's DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
With confidence.
Call Jacob. Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your game all season long on Prize Picks, and it's the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. The app is super easy to use. You just create a lineup. All you have to do is pick more or less on a few players for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your money. And on Prize Picks, you can mix and match player projections on different sports. Combine your favorite basketball players with your best guys from baseball, hockey, esports, and much, much more. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Download the app today and use code 710 to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code 710 for first-time users. Prize Picks, run your game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
DeMarco and I talking pot pie recipes during the break.
Do you guys love pot pie?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Here's why.
Why?
It's hot.
Yes.
It's got a pastry crust, and it's filled with gravy and chicken.
Yes.
What's bad about that?
Some veggies.
Yeah, fine.
Gravy.
Sure.
Come on, it's so good.
Great.
Yeah.
Peas, carrots. What else we put in there?
Peas, carrot, and corn.
Corn,
I
yeah,
throw corn in
great.
there.
I have a question for you guys as old people.
Great.
So is it when's the age that I start to have things so hot? Because every old person in my life needs things screaming hot.
Yeah.
Right now, I want things cold. It burns my tongue too easily. I don't need things
temperature hot or like ghost pepper hot.
Like
temperature hot. Like
because
you want your coffee and your soup like super hot.
My mom will reheat her coffee like 5 minutes in.
No, I'm not.
No, I don't like super hot stuff.
Well, my mom reheats her microwave hot coffee hot. You always talk about how you need things hot.
I do, but I don't like my mother as well is on the end of the spectrum where if it's not boiling, she doesn't want it.
Oh.
Like she wants it not spicy hot, temperature hot. Like this goes back when I was a kid. Our coffee.
This is what scares me about pot pies is that the biting in.
You got to break the crust and let the steam out.
You got to judge that steam.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of steam coming, you got to let that thing sit for a minute.
But not too long because you want to eat it when you want it between warm and hot. Because if it's all the way down to warm, it's like this should be a little hotter.
What's the base meal at? What's the breakfast? Is Grand Slam?
Yeah.
Okay, standard Grand Slam is what?
2 eggs, 2 bacon, 2 eggs, 2 pancake, egg, sausage, and bacon.
And a cup of coffee. How long does that take you to eat it?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Is that short or long?
That's pretty short.
That's pretty short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Am I eating the pancakes too?
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Okay, if it's piping, if you want it piping hot, I'm assuming you take a long time to eat, so you let it cool while it eats.
The only thing on that plate, though, that I would wait to get slightly cooler are the eggs. I'm tearing through those pancakes and the bacon and the sausage, no matter how hot they are.
Let the scrambled eggs or whatever cool down.
Let the eggs go down from screaming to warm.
Yeah, I never requested hotter.
Oh, my mom.
Really?
Soup,
hotter.
Coffee, drink. Oh, my gosh.
Where do you guys get the pot pie?
He makes it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
No, I'm
just
asking.
I thought you were making fun of me.
No, I'm impressed.
If I could buy it, recommend me a spot. I'll go buy another one.
There's a restaurant in my neighborhood that makes a pot pie that is the size of a pizza pan. That is just ridiculous.
This is pretty old guy talk, though.
It's
I think
delicious
pot pie
talk.
is? Oh, okay.
Pot pie is old guy talk.
Knott's Berry Farm has a kitchen.
Yeah.
Outside. They have an amazing pot pie.
Do you
as
not
well.
like pot pie?
I like pot pie, but I'm not talking about it for 5 minutes.
I was just
more for us to talk
Has
about.
it been 5 minutes? Okay, go ahead.
It's
Sorry.
worth it, DeMarco.
Thank you very much.
Look, I want all of your pot pie.
Thank you.
Takes.
What about your
Turkey or
prune
chicken?
juices?
Yeah, prune juices.
See, I worked at Denny's.
Castor oil.
I worked at Denny's, and my boys worked at Carl's Jr. The other one worked at KFC. The KFC pot pie back then, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Never had it. Yeah.
Gravy, crust, chicken.
Yes.
Pot.
Yes.
You guys are like Adrian Brody
Turkey
with
or
pot
chicken?
pies. I called you off, and then you did 2 more minutes on top.
Well, you should know by now.
Yes.
The second you called us off, we're doubling down. You should know that for sure.
I don't care about the segment. It's not the first time I do this, but no, I'm just kidding.
There you go. Right.
ESPN LA, the Lakers and BBGO are teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote. That is the greatest fan of all time. Are you the Gafote? If so, you can win the ultimate fan package, including courtside seats and a year's supply of BBGO. If this is you, go to LakersGafote.com. That's LakersGFOAT.com to learn how to submit your entry. DeMarco, the Rams have made a trade. Jonah Jackson to the Bears for a 6th-round pick in this year's 2025 draft.
Respect to him, bro. That had to be rough for him, just watching him on the bench specifically. You could tell the guy wanted to play. And he's full. He's got his elbow sleeves, ankles taped, hands taped. He's ready to play ball. He's healthy. It's just, you missed your window. Bo Limmer is out there playing well. Steve Avila, they like. He's worked himself. He's rounded himself into form. You're not going to replace Kevin Dotson. There's just no place for you to play. It's just one of those sad deals in sports. And I said, at the end of the year, I said, man, I hope you get a shot either here or someplace else because I know I could tell how bad you want to play.
Timing matters so much more than we give it credit for, both for a veteran guy like Jackson or for a rookie, right? Like, where are you going? What's the coach? What are your opportunities? And if all 3 of those things are checks, then you got a chance. I'm going to get to play. I'm going to be well coached. I'm going to be surrounded by competent individuals. I got a chance. But if you go to a place where the veteran players aren't great, the coach is on his way out, the organization really isn't committed to winning.
Right.
Good luck.
Man, it's rough. It's ball. It's sport. It happens. I think I said it on this show. It was mid-season. I said Bo Limmer is your center.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he is your center. He's not that he's playing great football or at an all-pro level, it's the offense is clicking and you don't want to go changing right now. You did that to start the season, and it was almost a disaster.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It just didn't work. Sometimes stuff doesn't work, and it's too bad for him. And the exciting part is the Rams, a 6th-round pick, I know you could kind of shrug your shoulders and say, like, well, whatever. Rams have found a lot of good players late in the draft. Yeah. A lot of good. But Bo Limmer, the guy that took his gig, was a 7th-round draft pick.
At least you're getting something in return. And I'm trying to look at Chicago. I assume he's not going out there to compete with Coleman Shelton for the center job.
Play guard, right?
Yeah. Tevin Jenkins is out there, and Matt Pryor is at guard. And I don't know. I would assume he would ascend to the starting lineup. I think he might be better than what they have so far, but who knows?
I would assume he wouldn't. Well, I guess it's not up to him. They could trade him, but the last thing you want to do is go to another place where you might not get on the field.
You try to do everything. Like you hear this with Cooper Kupp. We'll try to send him to where he wants to go. Now that's Cooper Kupp. That's Super Bowl MVP. Other people, hey, look, I'm just going to trade you. I'll get a 6 back, and good luck in Chicago. It's up to you to go make the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the hard road, but hey, and you're not leaving empty-handed.
No.
You've got money in the bank.
Yeah. No, they paid him.
Absolutely.
I mean, the check's cleared.
Yeah.
He got what he signed up for, that's for
Yes.
sure. I think what'll be interesting coming up this season, and really just kind of this season, because, correct me if I'm wrong here, the Matthew Stafford deal that they figured out to keep him here didn't really guarantee him anything beyond this year. We could be right back in this situation a year from now. But clearly they believe that their opportunity is now. Their window is open. Their window is Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, these guys, right? Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, this group. Do they do what they did in 2021 where you could tell, hey, look, blanket, we're going for it. Trade for Von Miller. Sign OBJ. Like they kept making moves to big swings. 2nd-round pick for Von Miller. Do it anyway. OBJ, do it anyway. That we'll worry about later. We got a chance to win the Super Bowl. You think they could take that same approach because Stafford's on the clock the way he is?
And I guess he's on the low end as far as elite quarterbacks, as far as money, right? You would say he's not being paid Dak Prescott money. And Maurice Jones-Drew texted me after the news broke. He said the Rams are freeing up money, which means they may take a swing in free agency. Who knows? I mean, I don't know what that guy may be or who that.
Devontae Adams got cut today.
Devontae Adams got cut.
Darius Slade got cut
Myles
yesterday.
Garrett has been around here. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like they're getting ready to take a big swing at something.
It feels very 2021-y.
You've only got about 2 years left.
That's
with
what I'm
Stafford.
saying.
Yeah, so why not?
And by the way, and I think part of it that gives them a little, credit, a little money in the bank, however you want to say it. The last dip, air quote dip, was a year, right? They put all their chips in. It hit. We won the Super Bowl.
You dipped. Yeah.
You dipped, but mostly because guys got hurt all over the place.
Yeah.
And then after that swing back up happened pretty darn quick.
Well,
so if you want to
start slow, finish strong, start slow, finish strong. I mean, and it's that. I think that was clearly on Stafford. So going back to him for a second, I think every year is going to be like this. Prove to me we should bring you back. So go out and ball again. And win a Super Bowl, write your own check.
Let's say you get to, I don't know, week 10. Okay. Yeah. And the team's 5-3. They've had their bye. And they're going into week 10. And there's a free agent or a
free agent what?
Let's just say there's an expensive player that is disgruntled wherever he is.
Yes.
That would fit a need here. But he's expensive to go get. It's a Von Miller type of thing. Von Miller in Denver's like, I've done what there is to do here. I'd like to leave. Well, if you want to leave, we'll move you, but it's going to cost whoever. The Rams' 2nd-round pick. They had to pay to go get him. Do they do the same thing? Like, just we'll deal with later. We're going to spend our money today.
Oh, I answered. Yes was me answering before you finished. Yeah. Absolutely. This is foot on the gas time.
Yeah.
This is what I love. You're right there. You're on the heels of a championship every year. This ain't building. Not yet.
No.
Not yet. No. We're not trying to build the foundations or build this thing up. They are chasing championships, and you have a championship-level quarterback that's aging.
And he might have a championship-level defense, too.
You're building into that. You may be defensive-led at some point, maybe even as soon as next season.
Yeah.
But you have your signal caller, you have your coach, you have your brain trust, and it seems like you're freeing up money. So if you're, like you're saying, going after it and you're doing well midseason around trade time, Absolutely.
When does football season start? Let's go.
Let's go.
We got to get through the draft is next. Then we got schedule release, and then we got mini camps.
Yeah. And one more thing. You said Devontae just got cut, right? So he's out there. Absolutely. Before you even asked me, yes, the dude is uncoverable at times. Yeah, he would fit here.
And they haven't had that home run hitter here for a while.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a great, and I heard McVay say that, is there, when they asked him, the Mason in Ireland, is there a chance Cup comes back? And he said, not likely, or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, this would make me feel a little bit better if you had Devontae Adams in the fold.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's pretty good.
Yes, he is.
I'll take him. Get all the good guys. Let's Galacticos this thing. Let's go to Galactico Dodgers, Galactico Rams. Let's do it all. Galactico Lakers, maybe. But what if the other thing happens? It's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's D-Far. You can play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. Why get stuck in traffic when you don't have to? You can be at the best casino resort in Southern California in less than 1 hour. Pechanga gives guests all the amenities they expect of a world-class resort. Exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, golf. Let's not forget round-the-clock gaming excitement. The casino floor is massive, huge. The 1,100 hotel rooms and suites, they've got you covered. The spa, the golf course, 20 bars and restaurants, and so much more make Pechanga Resort Casino one of the largest resort casinos in the country. So come see why readers of Newsweek and USA Today have voted Pechanga Resort Casino the best casino outside of Las Vegas. So whether your idea of kicking it or entertainment is lounging poolside like me or putting a great bet on blackjack, Pechanga Resort Casino is waiting for you right now. Visit Pechanga.com or call this number, 888-PECHANGA, to book a reservation or for more information. Also, follow them on Instagram at Pechanga Casino for up-to-the-minute news and information.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon.
No, you wouldn't be comfortable in the B.
You keep saying that. I would love to be the B. The B is like the best gig in the world.
Right, but you won't want it.
I will take it.
You always say if there's a spotlight, you want to be in it.
Right, but
the very first thing you said to me when we started is there are generators and there are reactors. I am not a reactor. I'm not any good at it. I'm never going to be the reactor.
Who's the bigger star, Ernie or Shaq? The analysts are the stars. The B's are the stars.
No, but that's because those guys are bigger stars because they played in the league.
But they're also bigger personalities.
Who's a bigger star, Penn or Teller?
Well, the one that doesn't talk is obviously not a star.
Yeah, the bigger guy.
One guy has never said a word.
Yeah, but he's he gets all the good jokes.
That's who should replace you.
Yeah. Somebody who doesn't say a word.
Give me Teller.
Steve Mason and John Ireland, next at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles is changing the game in pediatric heart care? They've invented a cardiac stent that grows with the child, dramatically reducing the need for repeated surgeries. Imagine fewer hospital stays, less pain, and more time for kids to just be kids. Their heart transplant success rates are among the best in the country. When it comes to pioneering heart care that puts children first, CHLA isn't just leading, they're revolutionizing the field.
You never expect a massive trade between superstar players or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
There's only one team you can call on to play defense for you, the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call this number, 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. Let Joseph and his team score the winning shot for you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
But
I think there's a but. I think there's a but, but not a big but. It's a little narrow but.
The Travis and DeMarco Show rolls on.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Two things for you, DeMarco.
Pot pies.
Neither of them are pot pie.
Yes.
One of them is a movie I want to suggest to you. The second one is I want your opinion about this thing.
Okay.
First thing, a movie coming out next week. It's called Black Bag.
Okay.
It stars Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett.
Oh.
And they are spies that are married to each other. It's kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but they're working for rival spy companies, similar to that. But it's much more dark, and it's in Europe, and they're racing around the world. And he, presumably from this trailer, seems like he might be assigned to take her out.
Is it rom-com or is it
No,
real?
it's thrillery. It's not rom-com like kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith is. It's European spy heist. Who's going to get whom? All this mystery. I think you might like it.
Jason Bourne against his wife.
I love that. You took the words out of my mouth. I love that. I just hope it doesn't turn into some rom-com stuff where they laugh it off.
I really don't think it's going to be that. From every trailer I've seen, it seems quite serious.
Okay.
Not rom-com-y at all, so highly suggest that you would watch that. Second, what do you think of the John Cena heel turn? I've been waiting to hear your reaction to this. Even I, who don't follow the WWE, I knew about this. So what is your
I've
what
been
is your
in
opinion?
it too long. I mean, I saw it coming. When you see the setup, like he's hanging in the ring too long, this is going to be a turn. He's about to turn heel, or something's about to happen. So this is long overdue. It
was
is
awesome.
It was huge. Long overdue. We've been begging for John Cena to turn heel for about, 10, 15 years.
Does everybody at some point do this?
Yes and no, because you're getting both. It's both sides of the same coin. If they're booing you, that's great. If they're cheering you, that's great. So baby faces are the guys that get the cheers. Yay, we're supposed to cheer for them. The heels are the opposite. But if you're getting loud boos, louder than the baby faces cheers, that's also good. So Cena had kind of run his course as a good guy. We were waiting for him to turn on somebody and do it in a grand theatrical way. Never happened. Well, he gave us one. He turned on Cody Rhodes. Probably the most sympathetic wrestler out there right now. And The Rock is standing right behind him as a heel.
Okay.
So The Rock and Cena are heels at the same time. Yeah, this is like, wow. Hogan turning heel.
Galactico heels.
Yes. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff turning on the Hulk, turning heel.
When's WrestleMania? When's like the big
Coming
event?
up soon, April.
Okay,
Coming up
April.
soon.
So this is all leading to that.
Yes, the big turns, turning heel is a tradition. It's a big deal when done right. I'll give you one more, not to go too deep. There was a famous, this is rare, when you had a rare double switch. As in a guy walks to the ring as the babyface, the other one walks to the ring as the heel, and they switch during the match.
Okay.
As it's happening. So you start off rooting for Bret Hart, you're booing Stone Cold. By the end of it, Stone Cold is your guy.
How do they do that?
They tell a story in the ring.
Okay.
It has to be compelling. You can't speak it. It's not lines. They got to do it with their bodies. That's wrestling. So they tell you a story, and they get you to switch while you're watching. One more. I'll give you one more. This is funny. So The Rock is in it. The Rock actually wrestled Hulk Hogan in a match.
Okay.
So we went in, and Hogan was playing the heel, and he was a great heel. Like Cena.
Is this when he dyed his mustache black?
He was Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Hollywood Hogan is facing the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock. Well, they weren't ready to boo Hogan yet, so they cheered everything he did. So The Rock and Hogan on the fly switched. The Rock became the heel and let Hogan be the babyface. And it was amazing. Yeah, so this is great. It was awesome. I give John Cena a lot of credit. It was a great switch. He's going to be a great heel.
If we had a video camera on you when you were watching that, what's the reaction when you see Cena go heel?
Pretty much.
But you said you saw it coming.
I mean, but still, you got to get into it. It's like, he did it. He actually did it.
You have to
my
play
God.
your role, too.
Yes, he did it. He did it. Oh, my God, he did it.
Because you can see things coming, but when it actually happens, it's really like, whoa, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but you can tell. Like, Shawn Michaels would do it, and he's pretending, I like you. But if he gives you more than 3 feet distance, that means he's getting ready to kick you in the face. And he usually does. So you can kind of see it coming if you know what you're looking at.
I like your idea, and we need a place like a camera somewhere where we get to see you watch wrestling, but the camera's not on the wrestling match, it's on you.
You understand this of all people. When you go to a movie, you just immerse in it. You're in the movie,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, totally. That's why I like to go to the theater.
When I go to the match, I'm into it. I believe everything I see, unless I don't.
I want to see what's the name of that movie you're talking about?
Black Bag. I think you'd like it too.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I think I heard it's a tight either 90-minuter or just under 2 hours.
I will never see it until it comes on Netflix or Amazon because the second martini is undefeated. But I that sounds like a movie I would like.
I like Fassbender. Yeah. I do.
I like Kate Blanchett. She's terrific.
Yes.
She's good in just about everything.
And it's Steven Soderbergh.
Oh my God!
So
you should have led with that. Done.
Sorry, I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But
Straight to streamers.
Oh my
Let's
God!
Go. So I can watch it at home.
Well, or you walk your little self to the movie theater. You sit down in a nice cold movie theater and put on a blanket and watch it.
Here's the role play game that we do, right? So we're done with dinner. I take the last bite. There's a little bit
There's a little bit left.
A little bit of pot pie left. There's a third of a glass of wine left. Hey, that movie starts in 15 minutes. Or we could get another bottle of wine. Yeah, let's get the wine.
Travis,
it's undefeated.
This movie is 93 minutes.
I'm not saying it has.
It's 93 minutes.
The time thing is something that I won't watch on stream or anything else. But it's an automatic no if it's like a 2.5, 3 hour movie.
Black Bag is 93 minutes.
Perfect.
Yes, an hour and a half.
Perfect. This is going to be good.
Yes.
And fast. Oh wow. Yeah.
You want another round?
Yeah.
Let's get another round. Undefeated.
You can make this. I bet
do the other round in the movie theater.
This sounds good.
I got to get up. I got to go all the way over.
And you guys say you want the erotic thriller too. Looks like there is a little sexy in this movie as well.
We got a different version of erotic thrillers though.
I know it is the '80s version versus
the
this
old
version.
erotic.
Give me like you're talking like Basic Instinct kind of thing.
Jade, Basic Instinct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No way.
Angel Heart,
where somebody goes and.
Does No Way Out count?
Yeah. Who?
No Way
there's
Out.
not enough eroticism.
No.
Okay. There's one or two like steamy scenes, but it's not about the steaminess.
Anything with Michael Douglas in the 90s.
Oh, well, and he's going to do something he shouldn't have done, but you still kind of root for him anyway.
With the Coke Dad sweater in a nightclub. Yeah.
I mean, we do see Kevin Costner shirtless with a lot of chest hair. I'm just saying, it's pretty there.
No, there's that one very steamy scene with him and his love interest, but that movie is about the chase for the bad guy and then the turn at the end.
Right.
Plus, they kill the love interest in the early part of the game.
Also, a Bond is in this. Pierce Brosnan
is in
Black Bag.
Oh,
yeah.
What role?
He looks to be like the boss of Michael Fassbender. Like you have to do.
Oh,
this.
he's the head of the agency.
I can see that. I can see that.
That tracks.
I just sent you guys the trailer. Go see it sometime. And if you're listening, it's a good movie. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's a good.
I'd be in.
93 minutes. That sounds good.
It's great.
That sounds good.
That's great.
Yes.
Or. I'm just saying. The dump is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. This weekend, save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500, plus 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
So this is interesting. According to Adam Schefter, the 49ers, in their particular financial situation, are opening to listening to trades for, quote, just about everyone, close quote, on their team. Again, that according to Adam Schefter. They got a lot of really big names on that team. I mean, you think about
Oh, my God.
you got
CMC?
McCaffrey,
Kittle.
Yeah.
Oh, forgot about him. Yeah.
Bosa.
Okay.
Fred
Trent
Warner,
Williams.
Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Like, those are big names.
I'm listening. I just signed Alaric Jackson, so
If you're the 49ers, are you listening for Brock Purdy?
no.
Not
I gotta
at
have
all?
a quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the oddly
He didn't
enough.
say anyone.
I gotta have a quarterback, and I gotta build around him, and you're gonna have to draft. So I
Yeah.
mean, but I mean, here Trent Williams wouldn't apply. Fred Warner, intriguing. George Kittle, absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Go. And with this news, Ramley, be respectful, because I bet they're going to celebrate this. This is the closing of that window.
Yeah, it feels
this
like
is not
it.
the time to celebrate
It feels
because
like it.
it's going to happen to everybody at some point.
It's the NFL, right?
Yes.
It happens. Of all of those guys, if you're going to handpick a guy to put on the Rams, who would be your first choice? Because McCaffrey feels very risky.
From this team?
Yeah.
I mean, the first guy I thought about was Bosa.
Yeah.
That would be
Do you need it?
awesome. Huh?
Do you need it?
I can make it work.
Okay.
And I think I could sell that to the guy I have to take off the field. I'm not taking Verse off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind Fred Warner.
Is it Byron Young that
That's
comes off the field?
First guy I thought about was Warner. Absolutely Fred Warner.
Okay.
That's a leader on your defense. And he's really, really, really whatever. And this is all due respect to Ernest Jones, because I know he's been responding on Twitter to people. With all due respect, Fred Warner is what Ernest Jones thought he was. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He
I know
thought
exactly
he was a
what you
Fred
mean.
Warner. So
Yeah.
I would take that guy in a heartbeat.
I'm trying to think who I might have. I want to say Kittle. Like for a short term, let's see what could happen. We still have never had like that really dynamic pass catching tight end. Higbee's been great,
Yeah.
but he's more of kind of a Swiss Army knife than a guy that goes down the field and makes a bunch of plays. That would be interesting to me.
I'm thinking it would be Hiddle and Higbee. Kittle
Yeah.
and Higbee. That would be
Ayuk?
wow.
Yeah.
See, that was the other guy. I would
Yeah.
take Ayuk, but if
got a
He
lot of
barely
good
played
players.
last year.
If Devontae
so-
Adams is out there, but from their team, I mean, he would be a valuable piece to somebody.
Yeah.
With a good quarterback, definitely.
Does feel like they're getting ready for whatever's coming next in that organization, that it's here now.
I think it sounds like they're pushing the reset button.
It does. The Academy Museum announced that they will be doing a Jaws exhibit starting this fall.
Let me explain.
All in, by the way.
So they have fantastic exhibits at the Academy Museum. If you haven't gone, you don't even have to love movies. If you like movies, fantastic museum, great for kids. And every so often they'll trade out their exhibits. Right now they have The Godfather, and I don't know if it's actually been done yet. If it's over or if it's as they're preparing for this Jaws exhibit. They do already have a shark from Jaws at the Academy Museum. It's hanging above the stairs.
Is it the half shark?
Don't think so.
Okay.
It might be even a shark just from the Universal lot.
Yeah.
But this is going to be everything possible about Jaws is going to be in this exhibit. It's going to be immersive. It's going to be really cool.
Yay!
I want to see the
Big
orca.
Yeah.
The orca?
Yeah,
The
I
boat?
know that it sank at the end of the movie, but
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they had a Miyazaki exhibit, like they had even just like a place where you can walk through that was like these enchanted forests. Like it's like they do a fantastic job with these exhibits.
Such a great movie.
Love
the expensive
Quint.
Oh, well,
Quint is my favorite character of all time.
It's pretty great.
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
That's-
How about that?
So the
Yeah.
scene where they're all getting wasted on the orca.
Yes.
Right? Apparently, it was Robert Shaw was the actor, yes?
Yeah.
So Robert Shaw would notoriously like to have a few.
They had an actual chaperone for him on set.
Yes.
Because he would wander off.
And the first time they tried to shoot that scene apparently did not go great because Robert Shaw was not having a good day.
He was going after, what's his name?
Dreyfuss.
He kept going after him.
Yeah, and so they had to reshoot it, and he kind of had to, I don't know if apologize is the right word, but basically said, guys, I need another crack at that. I was not at my best the day before, and they got that take.
I feel like Gene Hackman could have been that role as well.
As Quint?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hackman is Quint. I
I
don't
could
know,
see
man.
it.
Because
It would he could 100%.
Because
do
I
it.
don't think he was acting.
Shaw?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
Shaw-
that was really him.
First of all, Hackman's a great actor, and what makes Hackman, so many of Hackman's characters
Yeah.
so memorable, there was like this affability about Gene Hackman in many of his roles, but there was this layer of menace to him in many of his roles that I think he could have summoned for Quint.
Yeah, I hate Mississippi Burning as a movie, but
Yeah.
he is great in it. It's when they finally let him do what he does best, that is the best part of the movie. By far.
Like
the
in
best
The
part of movie.
Firm, too, where
Yes.
he's kind of got his arm around Tom
Yes!
Cruise, and then at the end you're like he's a real scumbag.
You
Like
felt
he's a
bad
really
about
bad
him.
guy.
Yes, but you felt
Yeah.
bad at the end. Do you know the song?
Which song?
The drunk song on the boat.
Ready?
Here we go.
Start me off.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it got right to my head. Wherever I may roam, by land or sea or foam.
Foam?
You can always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go.
I only knew the opening
Bum,
verse.
bum, bum.
You knew the whole thing. I did not know the rest of it.
What a sea shanty with the boys.
That's right. That's right. Happy 36th to Draymond Green. Draymond Green. I was watching something on Instagram last night where they were showing like, hey, get ready for the NCAA tournament. And they were showing all these incredible buzzer beaters. And one of them was, I forget who the player at Michigan State was, but they had all the play-by-play of this. It's like Draymond Green passes to it. I forget who. I'm like, oh my God, Draymond Green's been in the NBA for a long
Forever.
time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 36th for Draymond
Do you,
today.
sports villain, fair enough. He wears the black hat,
Oh,
doesn't
sure. Yeah, proudly.
I wonder, years from now, will we learn to appreciate him?
I think we appreciate him now.
I can't stand him now.
He's a heel.
He's a heel.
Yeah.
But I bet he's the best teammate in basketball.
He punched his teammate in the face.
He may have deserved it. I'm just saying.
He's both. He blew up their season that year by knocking out Jordan Poole. He also is essential to the success of this Warriors run.
How, on the floor,
Yeah.
have people point out his greatness. It may not be scoring.
It's definitely not scoring.
It's the little things.
He's a glue guy. He's
Yeah.
like the ultimate glue guy, toughness guy. He's also a guy that calls his teammates out, which I think is very important.
This is true.
Because not everybody can lead like Steph, right? You're going to need somebody to look. The reason that Kevin Durant probably decided to move on is because of Draymond Green.
You're right.
Right.
I still hate Bill Laimbeer.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's easy, but you got to have guys like it. Draymond, I think, is appreciated by people that are paying attention.
Yeah.
But he's also one of those guys like, I get what you're doing. I know it's important. I also hate your guts.
There was a time I hated Rodman.
Yeah.
And then I love Rodman.
Well,
And- yeah.
They're similar because Rodman was incredibly important to what the Pistons did. Rodman was incredibly important to what the Bulls did. But they also were incredibly toxic to those environments for long periods of time.
And one might say a big reason why the Warriors lost that series against the Cavaliers was because he fouled out. Didn't he foul out on that one?
No, he kicked LeBron in the junk and got suspended.
Oh, that's what it was. He got ejected.
And got suspended, which they lost. And then it went to a Game 7, as we all know. Anything can happen in a Game 7.
He lost that one.
He's got some warts, but he's got a lot more good
But
than
his
bad.
fingerprints are on 4 of them. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And they get 0 of them without him.
And then he'll be on TNT / wherever until the
might
NBA
wind up
lives
liking
forever.
And he'll be great at it.
Yes.
And he will be
He already
great.
is great at it.
You know, that might be the guy that changes what they've been talking about basketball in a positive light.
He ain't the guy for that.
I mean, this time
he ain't the guy for that.
He may call out some of the newer players, appreciate this.
He's the one right now saying that things suck, and he's still in the league.
Okay, yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Which is why he works.
Yeah, which is why he works. Happy 71st birthday to Catherine O'Hara. If she shows up in something you're watching, it's probably pretty good. Mm-hmm. She's one of those, like she was the mom in Home Alone, Schitt's Creek.
Oh, she's always awesome.
Yeah, she's
Beetlejuice.
always
Yes.
She's good in everything she's in.
The about the dog, Best in Show. Oh my God.
Everything. Everything.
Yes.
If she's in it, it's probably pretty good. There's
she
not
was
a lot
in
of people who say that about
The
it.
Wild Robot this past year. She plays
I didn't see
the
that one.
possum's mom possum. And if you watch Wild Robot, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you hear her voice and you're both like, she's hilarious and she's also comforting as a mother.
It's kind of formulaic, but it makes me smile and laugh every time I see it, is the Michelob Ultra commercial she does with Willem Dafoe. Terrific. Where they're kind of playing, they're hustling people.
Yeah. Oh, my
pickleball.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Dafoe is great, too, because he's just wildly creepy. And it's just awesome.
She's also great in Schitt's Creek as like the Erglingers farm. I can't even do the whole thing.
She is absolutely great. One of the more iconic moments in ESPN history, certainly in ESPY's history, happened today. In 1993, Jim Valvano gave his famous speech at the ESPYs today, 1993.
That was 93?
Yeah, the never give up, never ever give up, that speech.
Wasn't there a doc about him? I'm sure there was.
There's the 30 for 30.
One. Yeah, that's the one.
Survive in Advance.
Yeah,
it's a good one. It's
Jimmy
a good
V,
one.
Unbelievable. I was in college when that happened, 93. Just coming out. Yeah, that was a big deal.
I remember seeing him show up at that, and he obviously was very, very ill. He looked ill. He did not look well, and he struggled to get up. He struggled to get down, but you could just tell in that moment that whatever that it is that those great public speakers have, that captivating, magnetic presence, that even in the throes of being terribly sick, he still had that entire room, the entire place in the palm of his hand.
He caught it. Is it Tyus Edney?
Yeah.
Tyus Edney went down and scored on Big Country, right? I'm trying to think of
I forget it was against Missouri.
My college moments. Christian Laettner hitting the shot.
Against Kentucky.
Chris Webber with the timeout.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
I didn't watch it live, but Jordan shot from North Carolina. It was Mike Jordan.
Mike Jordan.
You got
that
another
sounds
one?
bizarre. The one I remember, it's not like necessarily a moment. The one I remember was when Ewing and Ralph Sampson were going to get paired up against, and it was like the very beginning of cable TV. And you needed to know someone that had cable TV to go over to their house to watch it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just on, it's like, oh, that's on cable.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know anybody that has cable. So you had to kind of search around for it. That was a big one.
I got one more. Keith Smart.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, in the corner.
Yes,
in the corner to
There
beat
you go.
Syracuse along the way. Super Crosstalk coming up next.
Rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tonight?
They're sixth in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Steve Farr. Is there a sporting event you always wanted to go to but never had time to plan? That's where Absolute Sport comes in. They handle everything, tickets, hotels, VIP access, so you can just live in the moment and enjoy the experience. And because of their trusted league and travel partnerships, they can get you the best deals and actually save you money. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and make your sports dream a reality.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
So you have good hair.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I've told you that before.
I'm very proud of it.
I'm very jealous
It's
of
my
it.
best feature.
It is a really good feature.
Makes
of
up
yours.
for my nose.
The reason that I say is DeMarco had they gave him hair in a can this morning.
Hair
on the set
is
of
something.
Good Morning Football.
It's like it's like hair particles.
Yeah, like they shake it out.
I love
like
how
a
you didn't
salt
even know,
shaker.
Mason, because you didn't need it.
Yeah, no, I know
Well,
you
look,
this product.
I didn't need it.
So
I
wait,
just-
is it like, didn't they used to advertise something on late night TV for bald
Something
spots
like
and
that,
stuff
yeah,
like
But it
that?
wasn't a spray. It was like a salt shaker kind of thing, right?
No, it was a little spray.
Was it spray?
It came out like a spray, but they said I cut my hair too close. So when the lights hit it, it looks like my hair is patchy.
Oh, okay.
So they wanted to, fill it out a little
Oh,
bit.
well, it looks good.
Thank
I
you.
would not know you had spray on hair.
Thank you. I'm still
Yeah.
in full makeup, too.
Yeah. Are you?
I am still
Can't
in
you
full
tell?
makeup.
Wait a minute,
He's
what-
not
I don't know.
shiny?
I guess I missed it. What were you doing today?
Good morning football.
Oh, good morning
Yeah,
football.
yeah,
I
last
love
2
that.
days.
All week.
All week.
Great. All week long?
All week long, yeah.
You must be gassed,
Kyle
huh?
Brandt, who knows him?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Kyle replaced me on Jim.
Yes.
Okay.
Super nice guy.
I knew it was over the day he walked in. I'm like,
Right.
yeah. So they'd been trying to replace me for a very long time, and maybe the better part of a year.
Did you know this?
Kind of.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall,
Okay.
so to speak. So they bring in one guy. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. I don't. He's not gonna get the job. Bring in another guy. Nope. And then Kyle came in. I'm like, yep, this one's the one that's gonna stick.
Uh-huh.
And
they
I was
drafted the guy at your spot.
right.
See,
Yeah,
it
well,
happens.
and
they
now
kept
look at
drafting, but
Yeah.
I
I
he's
can
not
beat
gonna
that
get
guy
it
out.
yet.
Oh,
He's not
now
gonna
look
get
at
it
him.
yet.
Exactly.
And Cody Kessler, SC quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been on the show with me for 2 days now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we've had fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Shows
a lot
up
of
at
fun.
2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, no, see, that's too. Wait a minute. So what time are you on? LA time.
I think we're 5 to 9.
Yeah, I would
5
officially say screw that.
You know,
I've done
get
the
it.
morning
Yeah,
shift. It's
hard.
rough, man.
It's hard, but it's cool.
I've done the morning show, obviously.
Yeah,
I've done
you did.
the early morning show. Kelvin and I were 5 to 7.
Really?
Which was like pre.
Was that here?
That was here.
Really?
We were on 5A to 7A, Kelvin
Right.
and I. The one shift I've done afternoon drive.
Yep.
But I've never worked overnight. And that I just don't think
I
that's
worked
in the-
overnights when my very first shift was overnight.
Did you say overnight? What's overnight shift?
Overnight's like midnight to 6.
Midnight to 6. When do
Yeah.
you sleep on a midnight to 6 shift?
In the day. That's by the way, the one thing about midnights when I was doing overnights, I totally lied my way in because I had never disc jockeyed before, and the program director was like, "Well, you know how to do this, right?" I'm like,
Sure.
So I kept. Do you remember the days of carts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I probably played Pat Benatar, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I kept forgetting to change the cart.
Oh, so it was always at the top of
So
the
it was
stack.
always at the top of the stack. And oh, God, there's Pat Benatar, Hit Me With Your Best Shot again.
Yeah, number one song in America.
Yeah,
Pat
right.
Benatar, Hit Me With Your Best
and by the
Shot.
way, it wasn't even
Yeah.
in current. It wasn't even a current hit. Now this is weird. So we used to do this thing called music testing. You didn't really work in music radio.
No,
did
I've
you?
always been talk.
So we had call out research. This is weird. So we used to call call out to people randomly and play them little hooks from songs and have them rate them from 1 to 5, and that helped determine
familiar songs or new music.
Familiar songs.
Okay.
And to help determine what our music was going to be, the number one testing record every single time was Pat Benatar, "Hit Me With Your Best Shot." It is a beloved. You know,
Does it just have a hook that everybody remembers?
has a great hook.
I know. Yeah.
And the worst testing song of all time. You've got a fast car.
That's the worst testing song?
Anywhere. Oh, people did not like that Tracy Chapman
Yeah.
song. Now it's great.
She's gotten paid a couple of times on that song.
Luke Combs did it, and it's been great.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It is depressing.
So our house is in the middle of total and complete overhaul right now.
I heard you say it was getting painted, right?
Yeah, the entire thing's being painted inside, outside.
Is this in prep for the party?
Prep for the party.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is it's being painted the exact same colors.
Okay.
So you will
You're just freshening up.
Freshen up. There will be no noticeable change
Just look fresher.
from the last time we threw a party.
Nice.
It has been 7 years since we threw a party.
Oh, wow.
And we
Has
used
it been
to
that
do
long?
parties on a regular basis. 7
Yeah.
years.
I think that's called brightening up a
Brightening it up.
Have you
Brightening
done the
up.
bedroom yet?
It's happening right now.
It's happening right. So you got to go sleep somewhere
Sleeping
else.
in the guest room.
Okay.
Yeah, sleeping in the guest room.
Yeah, that's always a weird deal when you have to
It
sleep
is.
in a different part of your own home.
Yeah,
That's
it's
always
a strange feeling.
weird deal. Hello, John.
Greetings, people.
Greetings,
How are you?
brother.
We're
What's
good.
happening?
We're good. I'm not prone to conspiracy theory, but I just
I
wanna-
am. I love them.
Okay, good.
Actually,
Then you might like this one.
I appreciate conspiracies.
I like
I believe
this one.
most of them.
Okay, well,
I
we'll
don't,
see.
but go ahead.
Top seeds in the NBA Eastern and Western Conference. Cleveland is 50-10. Oklahoma City is 50-11. They are clearly separated themselves from the pack in both the Eastern and Western Conference. The Celtics and Lakers are the number 2 in both conferences, 43-18 and 38-21. Television networks like big matchups, classic matchups, rivalry matchups. Lakers-Celtics not only is the best NBA rivalry, it's one of the best rivalries in the history of American sports. Cleveland OKC, they might be the best teams with the best records, could be the least interesting thing to a general audience that you could throw out
Have there ever been 2 smaller markets to play for an NBA title than if it was Oklahoma
There
City
was
and Cleveland?
1 year San Antonio played New Jersey.
Okay,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
that's-
great, but at least Jersey you could sell. You kind of sort of quasi get New York.
Kind of
Eh.
New York.
Kinda?
Knicks
In a
fans would
way.
tell you it's
I-
like trying to say that the Angels are the
I
same as the
understand.
Dodgers.
I understand. I get that, but it's not
Are
just
the in your mind are the Angels the same as the Dodgers?
Not even
Are the
close.
Chargers the same as the
Of
Rams?
course not.
Then you can't make the argument you
Okay.
just made.
This matchup, though, is about as unsexy as there is, with the sexiest possible matchup right behind
In
it.
the second position.
So you think the refs are going to
I'm
swing it?
just saying that every time something that could go either way goes the way to swing it to Boston or L.A., people,
Not
and at
saying you
least
would
Cleveland
fix
and
it, but if you
OKC are going to
wanted
be
to,
jumping up and down.
if you wanted to, you want to get those
Now,
two teams to the finals.
If it were Milwaukee and
Yeah.
in Denver in the 2 holes in both spots,
Right.
like, whatever. But it's the Lakers and the Celtics.
You may Here's why I think your theory doesn't hold up.
Okay.
All of the NBA's broadcast contracts just got done. The ratings are irrelevant. They are locked up for the next 10 to 15 years. So they don't need Lakers Celtics. It would get higher ratings, but Adam Silver just renegotiated all the contracts for billions with a B. I think
isn't buzz always good though? And
it is, but I'll give you an example. So networks fought and crawled over each other, and TNT is suing because they got left out to get into the NBA. ESPN cut bait with Major League Baseball over $350 million. Doesn't want them anymore.
Yeah.
The NBA is set up for the next 20 years, so they don't need your ratings.
Maybe they don't need them for negotiating purposes, but having your sport,
Well,
your
relevancy.
be in the tip of
Relevancy is
everyone's
important.
tongue, and dragging in somebody that may or may not be interested in basketball, but they like cool stuff.
Right.
And Lakers Celtics is cool stuff. I'm just saying that if this does shake out like that, get ready for the wildest conspiracy theories you've ever heard.
Maybe
because the matchup
does
at
wind
the
up
top.
Celtics
This is like I have
not
friends
great.
that live in Sacramento that are convinced that
Yes.
Lakers Kings series 2002 that the refs threw it to
There
the
was
Lakers.
some curious officiating in that.
Well, like what? Like 24 free throws to
yeah,
3?
maybe.
Like that?
Maybe
No,
that might
you're
have been
low.
bad.
It was 42
Yeah.
free throws.
It was,
Yeah.
it was curious. It was curious.
Curious.
I will say.
Yeah.
I just it feels like one of those things that you can kind of see coming down
But
the tracks.
having said that, and again, I'm like the world's biggest conspiracy theory. In that series, I covered every game of that
Are
series.
you talking about Sacramento, LA?
Yeah, Game 7. So if you're one of the people that say the league,
Game 6 was the goofy one.
well, yeah, the game that was here.
Yeah.
But Game 7 was in Sacramento, tie game, end of the fourth quarter. The best shooter on the Kings, maybe the best shooter in the world at that time, was Peja Stojakovic. And the Lakers had a defensive breakdown with the game on the line. They didn't want Mike Bibby beating them.
In the corner,
So, well, not even in the corner. Had a 20-footer wide open to win the series, and he shot an air ball.
Oh.
So, I mean, there
Was
is...
he in on the
Maybe he
conspiracy
was in
theories?
on that.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
Look at
do it,
you.
Mace.
Yeah.
That's bottom of the ocean
Maybe-
stuff.
Look,
Yeah.
if
Oh my God.
OKC and Cleveland want to advance, they better, as they say, leave no doubt.
Have you guys
leave no doubt? Because if it's one of those, they could call block charge, right? The
Right.
ultimate hard call. Just saying.
Have you guys ever seen a turnaround like this in one franchise ever? Regardless of sport.
What, mid-season turnaround?
Mid-season turnaround
Not-
from kind of to this is a serious contender
Okay.
overnight.
I'm gonna share a weird theory with you. Okay, Trav, talking about like conspiracy theories and stuff. Somebody sent this to Mason and I last night, and it's surreal.
I haven't checked my text message.
Okay, so yeah,
I'm not a big text checker.
Basically, 2020 in January, game gets postponed due to the Kobe tragedy. After it, the Lakers lose their next game and go 2-2 after the postponement.
Okay.
Then they go on a ridiculous run capped by a win over the Clippers in early March. This year, games get postponed because of the fires. Lakers lose the next game. They go 2-2 out of the fires, go on an insane 18-3 run capped by a win over the Clippers in early March.
Wow.
In 2020, Lakers go on to win the title. There you go. If you're into numerology, the Lakers are right on
That's
track.
not conspiracy. That's numerology.
That's numerology, and it
numerology.
also lends credence to the fact that we're all living in a simulation. That they couldn't come up. That they
do you
couldn't come
believe
up
the
with a new
simulation
script.
theory? Do you know there are people that totally believe we are living
There
in a
are
simulation?
really smart people.
Yeah,
That would explain a lot.
in the simulation.
that we're like somebody's video game.
The simulation theory, like people really, really smart, like computer scientists,
Somebody's playing the
astrophysicists.
Travis avatar
That
right now.
somebody right now. By the way, who was ever in charge of mine? Thank you. You've done a good job. I'm
yeah,
very
exactly.
pleased.
I'm
They've
happy
been
with
very,
my,
very fortunate
my
so
operator
far.
guy too.
Yeah,
no, it's worked out okay.
So
Please don't tell me you
who's
believe
the
that.
guy that
Yeah.
does the astrophysics stuff on PBS and
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. I saw him say that he doesn't reject it as an impossibility. That he was one of the really smart
Did you
people.
guys see that thing that was running around YouTube where they asked Neil deGrasse Tyson why the Eagles tush push works, and he went like super deep on it.
Yeah.
Main reason he says it works, with all the physics and the logic and everything. DeMarco, you'll appreciate this. He said, we can analyze this, and we can do the weight of each lineman, and we can do the angles they're taking. He goes, here's the simple explanation: the offense knows when the ball is being snapped, and the defense doesn't. So the offense has a head start, and momentum in those situations means a lot. So that's your answer. That's why the tush-push works. He said if the defense was calling the signals and they could start first, they would knock Jalen Hurts on his ass.
If you and I are standing across from each other and there's going to be a collision between the two of us, but only I can initiate the collision, I'm knocking you backwards every time.
I'm probably taking you either way.
No, you go low.
Low
man
wins.
wins.
Exactly. I'm taking you either way, Trev.
So your house will be all set by the time your party rolls around?
Absolutely.
All right. Are you going to have a specialty cocktail again?
Yes.
Have you decided what it is?
Yeah. Mason's Old Fashioned.
Sold. Can I pre-order?
Yeah. Well, it's like intermission at a Broadway show. You can set aside your drinks.
No, it's like go to a Clipper game. Mason takes no money. You have to just go in and it'll be in a pickup spot.
Super